welcome. We're here for match number 5 uh, of the Malaysia T20i Series 2025 from the Biomass Oval. Today's match is between Hong Kong, China, and Bahrain. And it's going to be an interesting game. Hong Kong, China, of course, needing to win this game. A win here will definitely put them into the finals and knock Malaysia out. Bahrain, on the other hand, have already qualified with 3 wins from their 3 games. And they'll be looking to just put the final touches before they play the finals. Malaysia will also be observing very keenly in this encounter because they need Bahrain to win and win big here if they're to have a chance in the final game to make a last minute qualification. As we have a look at the points table here, Bahrain 3 wins from their 3 games, so certainly qualified for the finals. If Hong Kong do not emerge victorious in this game, Malaysia will still be in the hunt. But a win for Hong Kong here will definitely knock Malaysia out of the tournament and we will have a finalist already. So all to play for Hong Kong and all to watch for Malaysia as we go into the toss with my partner Shahidur.
Good morning, viewers. We are here live at the Biomass Oval for a match between Bahrain and Hong Kong. So I have the 2 captains alongside me. So it will be Yasim Murtaza and Amr bin Nasir alongside our match referee, Mr. Ramani. So Bahrain will flip the coin.
Tail.
Tail is the call.
Tail win.
And it is tail. So what's your decision?
We will have a bat first.
Any reasons for that?
They have a game yesterday in same track, so we wanted to bat first, put some good total on the board, so restrict them under that
And
total.
what's your expectation, your expected total for today?
Is anything around 150 could be a good total in this wicket. As I said before, this is a used wicket, so we want to use that first 6 overs really well.
And any changes in your 11?
No, we stick to the same team.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So Amr, if you won the toss, you would have decided the same as well?
Yeah, I think so because this track is a little bit flat for batting, so it's good track for the batting.
So you must be a happy captain. 2 out of 2 wins. So how's the thing? 3 out of 3, of course. So how's the thing there in the dugout? How spirited are your cricketers?
If we win every match, so it's a good thing for us because they are a higher ranked team. So if we win every match, so we can improve our rating in the ICC rank.
Absolutely. So any changes in your 11?
No, we have the same 11.
Okay, thank you. Good luck for the game.
Thank you.
So the news from out here is Hong Kong China won the toss and they will be batting first.
So there we have it. That's the news from the center with my partner Shahidur. Is that Hong Kong China won the toss and they'll be batting first, and we are all set for action here in match number 5. Hong Kong China with the 2 openers, the usual suspects, and we're playing on the wicket that has been a high scoring wicket so far in this tournament, with them managing 185 the last time they played here. It's the first time that Bahrain will be playing on this wicket. They've played all the 3 games so far on the wicket. That's 2 paces to your right. Just a slightly slower wicket aiding their bowlers. Here we go. First delivery. Beautifully bowled there by Ali Dawood. And with that, I'd like to introduce my fellow commentator for the first segment, Mr. Amin. Welcome to the Combox.
Hi, Aryan. Good morning. And what a game to witness here. Match between Hong Kong, China, and Bahrain. 2 dominating sides in this series. 2 winning teams actually. Both have won the game previously they played. And this is going to be an interesting contest because Zishan and Anshuman both are in form.
Bahrain among the best bowling sides in this tournament so far. They've got a whole heap of fast bowlers, and they've been aided by the wickets that they've been playing on so far with some grass on them. It'll be interesting to see how they fare on this wicket, which is going to aid the batters a bit more. It looks very, very placid. No grass cover at all.
It's a good decision that Hong Kong China have won the toss and elected to bat first because they have a very solid batting unit.
It's in the air, but wide of the fielder. And it's been misfielded there. Early morning, lazy effort there from the fielder, third man. Took it a bit too easy. And the misfield has yielded a boundary. So Hong Kong, China off the mark. And Zishan as well. Let's have a look at this again. Short and wide, cut away. Should only have been a single. But the fielder there took it a bit too easy and yielded a boundary.
Ali Dawood would be highly disappointed because he set a high standard for his bowling. A top-rated bowler from Bahrain, so normally don't give many runs in his first over. So this four would definitely would make him disappointed. So, but as you said, that was a little lazy effort from the fielding side. But apart from that, all of them are dots. Apart from this first four, and one of the good thing about Bahrain team here to mention is they're the team who hardly bowls an extra. The second game they played, they bowled zero wides, zero extras, not even a leg by the ball. Excellent, excellent bowling unit.
That's beautifully played there over mid wicket and on to the boundary. Is looking good. Here is Zishan. Straight on the pads. And he made sure he takes full toll of it. Ali Dawood generating good pace, but it's yielded a boundary. We have a look at it again. So just staying on the pads and the batter ensure that he does not miss out on that.
That was two quality shots from Zishan. He's 8 of 5 balls, and he's taking on Ali Dawood, the premier bowler from Bahrain. What a great shot that was.
That's the end of the first over. From China, 8 for no loss.
Zishan and Anshuman have been putting a very good start right from the first game, and they're looking so solid now. So they can look for a 50-run partnership from here. And that's how they set the tone. In the initial previous battle between these two teams, they batted really well for the first 13 overs, and the last 7 overs totally gone. They lost 5 to 6 wickets continuously, and they put a less score on the board. I don't think they'll do the same thing today because they have a solid plan. So if they bat really, really well, for example, these two batters put a decent score, and the latter part, other batters also do the same performance like they did in the previous game, score would be easily 160 plus. That's how strong they are.
Imran Javed bowling from the other end. Here we go. Got the unorthodox action. Yesterday he did not open the bowling, was in at first change, but today skipper decides to open the bowling with him. Anjuman Rad 97 in the previous game, man of the match performance he had. Can he continue on from there? He's got third man on the boundary and extra cover as well, as he normally does. Short ball there. Looking to pull, but no connection.
If you look at Bahrain's side, Aryan, they highly depend on the fast bowlers than the spinners. Every single game, these top 3, 4 fast bowlers, they give their best, especially Imran Javid, picking up wickets every single game with his unique action and angle. Look at that.
He's an outside edge there, gone behind square. Third man is there to do the cleaning up. Yes, you're absolutely right. I mean by that, fast bowlers have dominated proceedings, which has allowed the spinners like Abdul Majid Abbasi to get into the game smoothly because always bowling to new batters. It'll be interesting to see if Bahrain don't get early wickets here, then how things can change with two set batters. We know about these batters have been the top run scorers for Bahrain in for Hong Kong China in this tournament. We'll have to see how they fare against a very strong bowling lineup on a very good batting wicket, I must admit.
Also,
Similar sort of field for the right hander.
it's a good bowling. That's a good bowling by Imran Javed. There's a change in angle here. And speaking about Anshuman and Zishan, they already are on top of the Bahraini bowlers because the previous encounter they just blasted all guns, and they know all the bowlers as well. The fast bowlers they already played them, so they know the game plan, and they started really well. So the momentum is with Hong Kong China.
Yeah, the previous encounter between these two sides, Hong Kong China also batted first, and all they could manage was 118 in the 20 overs. Zishan Ali being the top scorer with 50 of 46, while the rest of the batters struggled. Anshuman Rat got himself to a good start, but couldn't last long after that. And Rizwan Butt was the leading wicket taker in that game.
One ball to go. Swing and a miss. And good bowling. Nice way to end Imran Javed. First over just gave 3 runs. That was quite economical. And a power play. Look at the replay here. Look at the angle he creates. A smooth run up. Little jump. Ball goes away from the right hand. It's always tricky. Ball comes in or goes out. So after the end of second over 11 for no loss, the run rate is quite okay, close to 6. And not losing wicket is the crucial thing here. Also, Aryan, if you look at the previous games, these Hong Kong China batters they pick lots and lots of singles. They run really well between the wickets. That's one of their strength, and that's one of the reason they constantly put a high score on the board.
Yeah, I think that's been the good part for Hong Kong China. They've run well between the wickets, but they've also ensured to hit them boundaries. As Ali Dawood comes in for his second over, bowling to Anshuman Rat. It's a good delivery there, just angled away from round the wicket.
Ali Dawood will be furious in this over because he gave 2 boundaries in his previous over. So normally he won't give that many runs, and he'll be coming back in this over definitely. He'll be steaming in.
Yeah, going back to the previous encounter between these two sides, Bahrain chased the total of 119 inside 15 overs. So, oh, looks to go down the wicket. And good piece of fielding there down at mid-on. Keeps it down to just a single certain boundary there if it went through. As we mentioned earlier, Malaysia will be observing keenly to see the outcome of this game, because a win for Hong Kong China here will all but ensure that Malaysia have been knocked out. But Bahrain's victory would ensure that Malaysia stays in the hunt. But they'll also want this game to be a close encounter, because if Bahrain win by a big margin, then it will be beneficial for Malaysia. It's in the air and over mid wicket to the boundary once again.
Zishan has been in the form of his life. Look at the way he plays the shots. And this is the third boundary he scored against Ali Dawood. Look at that. That was a good ball actually. And he batted beautifully. Head straight, steady, good balance. The ball went to the mid wicket area in no time. It was a sensational batting by Zishan.
Brings about a change in the field. Slip goes out. And fine leg goes to deep mid wicket as well. So it's a 5-4 offside field now. Third man still in place on the boundary. Ali Dawood. What can he muster from this delivery? It's cut away, but straight to the fielder there. You can see the disappointment in the batter's face. He knows he's missed out, and the fielder seems to have injured himself. Not too sure what that's about.
You should be very, very careful in while you stand on the backward points or gully area. The ball comes very fast towards you. Always keep the eye on the ball, with the body behind. Show your hand palms behind the ball. If you miss, it's really painful.
That's well played towards mid wicket, just a single. It's been a relatively good over for Bahrain, just the 6 runs off it. I think the Bahraini batters will also enjoy playing on this wicket. It's a slightly quicker wicket and not much in it for the bowlers, especially for the pace bowlers. They'll need to bowl well and restrict Hong Kong China to a modest total here. And down the wicket, looks to pull it, but straight to the fielder, deep square leg. 7 runs off that over, Hong Kong China, none for 18 after 3.
Things are going really well for Hong Kong China here. End of third over, 18 for no loss. And Zishan batting really, really well. This wicket, it looks like it's his home ground now. Back to back consistent performances from the Hong Kong China openers. They always say the openers set the tone for the T20 games. If you look at the history, if any team bats, the openers score 50 runs in the first 6 overs, that team most likely win the game.
It's beautifully played over extra cover there, but got more height than distance. They end up coming back for a second. Anshuman Rath is looking to get himself in and look for some boundaries. It's been the most circumspect of the two batters so far.
One of the good thing about this two batters, Aryan, is they play through the line. They're not crossing the line. So that's the reason they're very consistent in run making. The last shot played by Anshuman was like a fantastic through the line shot.
Beautifully played again, once again, just through the line as you mentioned, and just gets a single this time. And they complement each other really, really well. Anshuman Rath just looks to take his time early on, while Zishan is always on the attack, looking for boundaries and looking to get his side off to a positive start. So far, so good. Need to up the run rate a bit, you would feel, though, given that there are no wickets down.
It is also a golden combination. You have a right and left on the top.
Beautiful shot there. This comes down the ground and goes over mid on for a maximum. So this is the way to upset the bowling lineup that Bahrain possesses. Use your feet. And he was just waiting for that one, just in the slot. And what a beautiful shot he's played there. It's gone over mid on for a maximum.
It looked like Zishan has had all the time in the world to play that shot. Look at the way he plays, and he treats the fast bowlers. He's playing them like spinners down the wicket, hitting them out of the park. Such a talent.
And it's a short ball, it's in the air, and it's been put down there. He did all the hard work, got there, but ended up spilling it. He'll be disappointed there, would be the fielder, and rightly so. Let's have a look at this again. As expected, the shorter ball was coming after he used his feet. The fielder there, I think in the end, got a bit too close to the ball and had to reverse cup. Ali there.
Ali has been having a rough time today. Given 3 boundaries in his first 2 overs, now missed a catch. So he'll be like talking to himself to do well.
Oh, it's in the air again. This time, third man underneath it, and it's been put down again.
What's happening? Bahrain, too many misfields, too many missed catches. Catches win matches, they say. Never anything goes against Bahrain today, that's because of these missed chances.
Yeah, definitely. Imran Javed, after conceding a maximum, has brought about two chances, and they've both been put down. At this level, you'd expect them to be taken.
Rightly
Uh,
said, Aryan. At this level, they should have a standard. These kind of catches should have been taken.
and those are the standards they've set throughout this tournament as well. They've been really, really good. As we see a cut shot off the back foot, and it's going to be a boundary rubbing salt into the wounds for Imran Javed. That is an expensive over there. 14 runs of it. And Hong Kong China all of a sudden 34 inside 4 overs. Let's have a look at this again. Short and wide. No chance for the fielder in the 30-yard circle. No chance for the boundary fielder as well.
The intensity shown by these two batters are simply amazing, even though they're giving chances, but they're not dropping their intents. Excellent, excellent performance by these two batters. They are very unique in their own style.
Yeah, I think those two chances in the previous over will prove to be very, very costly because these two have been the mainstay for the Bahraini. Mohammad Rizwan Butt is in, and once again down the wicket and goes straight down the ground. No chance for the bowler. The umpire also took evasive action, and yet another boundary here. So it's been a very, very positive start for Hong Kong China here as we have a look at the replay. Comes down the wicket, slightly shortens his length, but still the batter was watching the ball all the way till the end and managed to get a boundary. Change in the field now. Long on goes back together with the mid wicket that was already on the boundary. Third man comes in.
That's a good change by the captain. But Zijan is playing really wonderful knock today because the first ball is scored the boundary. It means he's putting the pressure straight onto the bowler. Next 5 balls, he'll be under pressure.
That's very, very good running. Just dropped it, knowing that the fielding side knows that he's on an aggressive mindset. They just took a few steps back, and that allowed him to just get himself off strike. 28 of just 16 deliveries.
The youngsters who are watching this game, they should take note of this. When you hit a boundary, try to take a single next ball. That's the way you should play. And Zijan did exactly what the book tells.
Anshuman Rath now on strike, third man, and deep square leg on the boundary. That's a short ball, pulled away. One bounce, two bounce, and over the rope. So Hong Kong, China here making full use of this power play and these good batting conditions that they have. Have a look at this again. Slightly short, not too short, but Anshuman Rath knows exactly where the gaps are in the field.
Aryan, we were discussing about the tone set by the openers in the first 6 overs. And I was telling about 50 runs in the first 6 overs. If a team scores first, the openers set the target. Most likely that team wins the game. And here they scored 43 almost, less than 5 overs.
This time looks to use his feet, expecting the bowler to come fuller. But maybe tried to hit it a bit too hard. The field has changed and square leg moves to mid wicket as we have a look at that missed boundary opportunity there. Tried to smash it into oblivion. Couldn't connect. 9 runs already of this over.
That's why he is the top bowler of Bahrain's side, very proven.
That is a beautiful delivery there. Slower delivery. Was probably expecting the ball to turn a bit, but not to be. It just went straight on. And he played across the line. Ekes an inside edge back onto his stumps. So that is a prized wicket there for Hong Kong, for Bahrain rather. We have a look at the replay. As you said, he is one of their main bowlers and is proving why. Just a slow delivery and ekes an inside edge onto leg stump. Delight on the face of Mohammad Rizwan, but Hong Kong China 43 for 1.
And that is the USP of the top bowlers. When you put them under pressure, they'll come back and deliver the best ball, their stock ball. And this time, Rizwan was really, really thoughtful in bowling that inside coming ball with the less pace and completely bamboozled Anshuman. What a pricey wicket that was. Was in form, batting beautifully, playing through the lines. Timing was exceptionally well, running between the wicket very hard, and it's a big miss for Hong Kong. But they have done the damage in the first 5 overs. Here they lost the first wicket, but what Bahrain needs to do now is keep getting the wickets at frequent interval so that you can put pressure back to the Hong Kong China team and restrict the score under 130 or 140. That's the only way they can do. But wait and watch. Anything can happen. This is cricket.
So last delivery of the fifth over slip comes in as well, which is an interesting move. We haven't seen much seam movement, if any. Mohammad Nizakat Khan in at number 3. Here we go. Rizwan Butt, last delivery. Driven away in the gap. Well fielded there. Keeps it down to a single, so he's off the mark. 5 overs done. Hong Kong China 44 for 1. Seem to have a change in the bowling. Imran Khan bowling the last over of the power play, and we've seen throughout this tournament already the last over of the power play yields something, either a wicket or either lots of runs. With that, I'd like to introduce a change in the commentary box. I have Shahidur with me. Welcome, Shahidur.
Thanks, Aryan. A very good morning and welcome everyone, whoever is watching this game. A shimmy down the ground, a wild swing and a miss. Beautiful bowling there from Imran Khan, slightly getting the ball to move away from the right hander. So it's going to be a good contest here. Nizagat Khan, we know about his class, a great ambassador of Hong Kong, China. He has led the side for many years and recently stepped down from the captaincy. So I think he wants to concentrate on his batting, and that's his strength.
I think just the intent is shown already, has yielded a change in the field. Third man comes in, slip goes out. Long gone goes back together with the deep square leg. Already on the defensive, knowing that this is the last over of the power play. As the bowler loses his run up.
And this track looks to be a very good one for batting. We haven't seen
much movement in the air or off the seam as well, which we noticed yesterday in the match against Malaysia. That's driven, well fielded, and good running as well. Good cricket all around. And Nizakat Khan gets off the mark with a single.
Yeah, single taken as you mentioned. Yeah, this is the better of the two wickets that have been used so far in this tournament. The other wicket that we saw yesterday's game between Malaysia and Bahrain, the Bahraini bowlers were licking their lips with the grass on the wicket. They really, really used it to good effect. Malaysia was struggling with the extra pace combined with some seam movement and was down the wicket. Straight away, just again finds the fielder. They know this is the last over of the power play and they're looking to make good use of it. So far, it's been a good over from Imran Khan.
Yes, Hong Kong China off to a very good start. Actually, that has been the case in most of the games, but it's the middle order that has crumbled under the pressure. So that's something they need to work on. Oh, what a good looking shot. Up and over. And that will be a boundary. Couple of bounces into the fence. Nizakat Khan getting his touch. That's one of the safest places to hit the cricket ball right over the bowler's head.
Yeah, he tried that earlier in the over by coming down the wicket, but couldn't manage to hit it. This time just stood his ground and hit it straight down the ground. Two bounces over the rope. The fielder there just not able to hold it back in. 6 runs of this over. Still a good 150 comes up for Hong Kong China. Still the last delivery of the power play coming up. Just gets a single. That's the end of the power play. Hong Kong China 51 for 1.
And with that, the umpire signals the end of the power play. A very good power play for Hong Kong China, scoring 51 runs with only 1 wicket lost. And there will be a change in bowling once again. Abdul Majid, the left arm spinner, very impressive in the last game against Malaysia. Took a couple of wickets and he was very economical. He'll be coming from the Negara end. So I think this is a good ploy from the Bahrain captain, trying to take some pace out of the delivery.
Yeah, we've talked about this that the Bahrain have been playing most of the games on a slightly greener wicket, and the fast bowlers have definitely yielded the results from there. But on this placid wicket with no grass on it, definitely the spinners will come into play a lot more. Abdul Majid Abbasi likes to vary his pace, starts with a quicker one. And they come back for a second, and rightly so, deciding against it. I think the spinners will definitely come into play a lot more in this game, given that there's not much in it for the fast bowlers.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it will be a good ploy for the spinners to bowl it a bit slower and allow the ball to grip and turn. That's in the air and he's gone. Beautiful bowling there. And Jishan Ali departs after a pretty good start from him. 29 of 17. And Abdul Majid delivering the goods straight away for Bahrain. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, yes. Just like I said, he bowled it a bit slower. So the ball just gripped a bit. And that's what done Jishan Ali. He committed into that shot a bit earlier and getting the leading edge. And the ball just scooping straight to the fielder in the covers. Comfortable catch. Nevertheless, a wonderful innings. 29 of 18 for Jishan Ali. And in comes another experienced batter, Babar Hayat, for Hong Kong China.
Good bowling once again by Abdul Majid Abbasi, always among the wickets. So I'm slowing it up just a bit there. The batter just closing the face of the bat a bit too soon, looking towards the mid-wicket gap to find himself a single or a double. Ended up just chipping it straight to extra cover where the skipper made no mistake. Baba Hayat, as you mentioned, tons of experience, among the more experienced batters in this Hong Kong China lineup. Majid Abbasi right on the money.
Yes, I think it will be very important for Babar Hayat and Nizakat Khan to get some runs under their belt. Both of them have lacked a bit of. Oh, that's a miscommunication. That could have been close, and it is given. Oh dear. Nizakat Khan is run out. What a bizarre way to get out. He got the start. He was looking good out there. A terrible mix up between him and Babar Hayat. Let's have a look at that once again. The ball went straight to the fielder. A yes and no. And wonderfully done. Abdul Majid had the presence of mind. He knew that he was far away from the stumps and he aimed at it and he hit the timber.
Yeah, I think there could have been a single there. Baba Hayat just hesitated a bit. You can understand the disappointment on Nizakat Khan's face. Lost 2 wickets in quick succession now, or 3 wickets rather in quick succession. And Bahrain definitely getting themselves back into this contest. Still disappointed. Cannot believe he was looking good there. He got himself a boundary. And you can really see the frustration coming out now. The last way you want to be run out on a good wicket is last way you want to be out on a good wicket is getting run out. And Yasim Murtaza will be at the non-strikers and Baba Hayat still on strike.
Yes, Nazakat Khan was absolutely livid with himself. He got a good start. And for any batter, it's one of the most bizarre way to get out, which is a run out. Nevertheless, another wicket for Bahrain. They will be very happy. And that ends the 7th over, 52 for 3. And the new batter walking into bat will be the skipper of Hong Kong China, Yasim Murtaza.
Yeah, what an over that was from Abdul Majid Abbasi. You can see that Baba Hayat looking to just drive the ball, but is getting the outside edges, which means there is some turn and offer. And he's bowling it slightly slower through the air, which is definitely helping the cause. 7 overs, 52 for 3 now. Hong Kong China will just be looking to rebuild here after a very good start. And seeing that, the skipper has decided to go for more left arm spin. Excellent move, in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely great match awareness, I would say. We have seen that the batters were batting very comfortably against pacers. And with that wicket from Abdul Majid, the skipper straight went to another spinner, Asif Ali. He's had a good tournament with the bat as well. The all rounder. So more left arm spin in here. It's played on the onside, worked away just for a single. Hong Kong China had a wonderful start and then just losing their way with those 3 wickets. And I think it's time to rebuild that innings. And the experienced Babar Hayat is out there. I think he should talk to Yasim and they should try to look for a partnership in here and steady the ship a bit.
Yeah, certainly it's time to rebuild, and no better player to do it than Baba Hayat along with the skipper. Short and wide. Single taken. Baba Hayat off the mark. Slightly quicker, made it easy for the batter. this is a good action here. There's Asif Ali, orthodox left arm spinners action. So delivery coming up now. See, flighted once again, single taken. It's good bowling and good batting likewise as well from the batter.
Yes, I think smart batting. That's what they need to look for: singles and doubles, and rotate the strike, keep the scoreboard ticking. That will be the key right now. Yes, they can launch those rocket launchers later on in the innings. That's a good looking shot just for a single. Babar Hayat looking very confident out there. And I think it's also the left hand right hand combination that's going to cause a bit of trouble for the bowlers to settle down.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I think for the left-hander, given that Yasin Murtaza loves to use his wrist, there is a chance for a short mid-wicket to come in as well. He's been taking all his singles all the way there, and there could have been a run out. There was definitely on the cards there. But Asif Ali just couldn't hit the bullseye. Have a look at this again. Good fielding there, and it was a very, very close call. Umpire happy that he doesn't have to make a decision there.
Yes, a better throw there would have been touch and go for Yasin Murtaza. And the last thing that Hong Kong China needs now will be another run out. That's in the gap. That's running away towards the boundary. Long chase here. Comfortable couple of runs here for Babar Hayat. That ends the 8th over. Hong Kong China 59 for 3.
Abdul Majid Abbasi will continue. And that is the field we were talking about for Abdul Majid Abbasi. That could have been also for Asif Ali. He's got 5 on the leg side with a short mid wicket in and a short fine leg as well. On the other hand, Asif Ali has a 5 for offside field with only a short fine leg inside the circle. And with Yasin Murtaza looking to use his wrist and close the face of the bat, that fielder would likely come into play to stop the singles, maybe even a return catch back to the bowler.
Again, that delivery just stopping onto the batter. Yasin Murtaza was into that shot a tad earlier, I would say. But it's a very defensive field set out there. Bahrain just got 3 wickets. I think they should have a couple of more fielders inside the circle to stop that single and allow both the batters to get into this game. Have a look at that. Comfortable single. So a lot of runs there on offer. Slightly defensive Bahrain.
Yeah, while I agree with your point, I think in a T20 game, and you've already seen the intention of Baba Hayat, he's just looking for that one ball that's slightly overpitched to go after it. And all the play has to come from Hong Kong China here, because you see the single stop there with that extra fielder. The play has to come from Hong Kong China, because Bahrain would be just happy to just give away 4 or 5 runs and over, given that this is a very good wicket for batting. Again, this time just a single. Abdul Majid Abbasi is varying his pace quite well here.
Yes, absolutely. Both the batters can be very destructive at the end of the innings. So if they can bat long, they can post a good total in here. Again, trying to walk down the track. Babar Hayat. I believe Abdul Majid saw him coming and he just bowled it slightly short.
Yeah, it's always fun to see an experienced bowler bowling to an experienced batter. Always get to see the mind games coming in. We saw in the previous delivery.
Again, wonderful bowling. Abdul Majid again just stopped during the bowling. It's almost like he waited to see what Babar Hayat was doing. That's a strategy that modern day bowlers apply while bowling. End of another over after 9 overs, 62 for 3.
Asif Ali will continue his left arm spin. I think this is a good move as well, that they're trying to cover that mid wicket area where the singles are being taken with ease. So even for the right hander now, there's nobody at behind square on the leg side. Have a square leg on the boundary, but nobody inside the circle. Will Baba Hayat look for some improvisation? Cut away straight to the fielder. The moment they're bowling well, both the spinners keeping the lead on the scoring rate. Now less than 7 runs in over.
Yes, this is very good recovery from the Bahrain bowlers. Hong Kong China reached 50 within the batting power play, and since then it has been Bahrain bowlers dominating this. Only 14 runs conceded since then. We're into the 10th over. That's well played. Down the
Yeah,
ground for a single.
considering this is a very good wicket for batting, I think they will be looking to milk the singles and doubles for maybe the next 2 overs after this, and they'll definitely have to take charge after that, because if you muster your way only to about 140, 150 with the batting lineup that Bahrain possesses, it's going to be difficult. And Baba Hayat understands that, and he tries to take charge, but no timing once again. Seems to love coming down the wicket. So as a bowler, you know you're in the game, and as a wicketkeeper as well.
Yes, absolutely. Babar had probably just tempted a bit watching the spinners bowl. But at the same time, that could be very dangerous as well. They have a lot of protection out there on the boundaries. That's more sensible. Yasim Murtaza just maneuvering the ball around the ground, picking up singles.
Yeah, and I think if there's anyone who has to take charge at the moment, it has to be Yasim Murtaza, because the ball's turning into him. The mid wicket and long gone boundary from this end is quite short as well. So it shouldn't be too difficult a hit for him as compared to Baba Hayat going down the ground. And once again goes down the wicket, and they're looking to come back for a second, but never gonna be a second run there. That's excellent bit of fielding there. Even the throw was slightly wayward. So after 10 overs, Hong Kong China 68 for 3 as we take a break for drinks.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here live after a short drinks break. So, at the halfway stage, Hong Kong China 68 for 3. Abdul Majid will continue in here. And with that, I would like to introduce back my fellow commentator, Amin, back into the com box.
Hey Sid, thank you for introducing me. Good to join you again. And what a game it is! What a roller coaster for Hong Kong China. They started really, really well. The first 5 overs they scored 43 runs. Now, at the end of 10 overs, 68 for 3, totally changed, table change. I would say it's a very good, solid performance by Bahrain. That's a good comeback. And what a good way to start with Abdul Majid. Brought the ball back in and asking for appeal. That shows the champion's mindset. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. A lot of experience there from the left arm spinner. Yesterday, he bowled extremely well against Malaysia as well, pulling off the shackles and putting them under a lot of pressure. Look at that. Again, that was fired in, so you don't give much of room or much of time to the batters to play with. So you need to be proactive as a batter to deal with a bowler like this. I think it's a good contest out there.
3 dots, not a joke. Abdul Majid, real potential, very consistent. Back to back dot ball. This is the fourth one. Champion bowler.
And he's into his third over, only given away 5 runs. That's crucial on a batting paradise like this. We have seen how good of a wicket it is.
Trust me, Sid, this is not the first time he's doing this. He's very consistent in doing this match time and time again. Abdul Majid comes in and gives you those numbers. Less than 10 runs in the 3 overs he bowls. Very, very consistent.
Yes, so the last delivery coming up. Can he finish it off? And he does. Wonderful over. A maiden over there. Straight after the drinks break. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the batters. Wonderful over to end. After 11, Hong Kong China 68 for 3.
And wonderful indeed. A maiden in a T20 is like a goal. And that's what Abdul Majid is known for. On the Hong Kong China's point of view, they want him to complete his quota as soon as possible so that they can cash in on the other bowlers. Within no time, he finishes his 3 overs and waiting for one more over to finish his quota. And here comes the next bowler, the 12th over.
Yes, another change in bowling. It will be Rizwan Butt coming from the Golden Hope, and Rizwan Butt was the leading wicket taker for Bahrain. Even in this tournament, he took 6 wickets till today.
Yeah.
Slightly expensive against Malaysia. That's something which we don't see from him. Usually, he's someone who is very consistent with his line and length.
If you notice the bowling today is also expensive today, but he picked up a wicket. He's a wicket taker, and the captain brought him today to get another wicket actually.
That's well played. Just flicked away on the onside for a single. But yes, this is good comeback from Bahrain. The bowlers have really tightened the screws.
They did exactly the previous contest between these two countries. Exactly, it's what happened. The first 10 overs belonged to Hong Kong, China. The second 10, Bahrain. Now they're repeating the same story.
Yes, probably the only change in that story will be today it was only the power play in which Hong Kong looked very dangerous, and since then it has been Bahrain all the way. Again, played with soft hands. Babar Hayat moves on to 10 of 21. Very slow start from a batter like him. He's someone who likes to play his shots and rotate the strike as well. And it shows that how difficult it has been for him to be out there today.
And it is a good chance for Yasim as well, the captain of Bahrain team, uh, Hong Kong China team. It's a good chance for him to score big runs here.
Yes, I believe the platform is there. Actually, the momentum was set well by both the openers, and then they have lost the momentum. But yes, cricket is a very funny game, especially in this format. A couple of good overs, maybe 10 runs in each over for the next 2 overs, and Hong Kong China will be back on track. That's well played. tucked away on the onside to deep mid wicket for a single.
That's a good point, Sid. You mentioned that a good 1 or 2 over will change the momentum. That's true. That's how the T20 has been played. The momentum goes to the bowling side and comes back to the batting side. It will be like up and down. Let's wait for that momentum.
Again, flicked away. A quick run, good running between the wickets, and good fielding as well, I would say. Abdul Majid delivering with the ball and now in the field as well. So that will really lift up the spirits of the bowlers when your fielders are doing really well.
True, Sid. And also, when you notice Abdul Majid, he will be like he is bowling very consistently, very economically. That too against the top batters.
That's attempted slow delivery in the air. And what a catch! That's brilliant. And Babar Hayat can't believe his luck.
In this catch, one team will be happy. You know who is that? It's Malaysia. They'll be very happy.
Yes, let's have a look at the replay. This is brilliant bowling. Rizwan Butt just changing his pace, back of hand, slower delivery. And look at that for a catch. Absolutely brilliant from Imran Khan, the tall pace bowler. He timed his jump to perfection.
Excellent catch. One of the best catch of the day. And that's the speciality of Rizwan. You said he's one of the best bowler. Look at that. He's been expensive, but picking up wicket in each over. That's what he did in the previous game as well.
So another bad day in the office for Babar Hayat. Not getting many runs under his belt. He was struggling out there. And that will bring in the new batter, Shahid Wasif, for Hong Kong, China. So another right-hander. So they want to maintain the left-hand, right-hand combination. And Abdul Majid will be bowling his final over in his spell. Again, very economical. In a T20 game, if your economy is below 3 runs per over, you have done well. Yasim Murtaza, on the other hand, is looking very good out there, very positive intent. He's just trying to maneuver the ball around, taking those singles and ensuring that they don't concede too many dot deliveries, which can create a lot of pressure on a batter.
That's well said, Sid, because the dot ball puts easily pressure on the batters and drops the run rate, and it's going nowhere in T20. You have to keep running. Wicket falls down or not, keep rotating the strike. That's the mantra.
Yes, and this is great captaincy. Straight after the new batter walked in, the captain has brought few fielders close to the batter. So just trying to dry up those singles and keep the new batter on strike. Look at that. Went straight to the fielder. Again, another dot delivery. This is
Very
good captaincy.
very solid thinking by Hammer, the captain. Has been doing really well in this competition.
That swept away. Good looking shot. That's counter attacking batting. He knew that the bowlers are trying to attack him, and rather than being defensive, he chose the other way and he went for the sweep shot and getting a boundary for himself.
He has slightly missed the trick. Sid, if you notice that, that's slightly down the line, asking for punishment, and he didn't miss this opportunity. So he was quite positive, I would say. He's not in the mood of playing defensive shots. He's ready for the big shots as well.
And he knew exactly there was no fine leg, and straight away there's a field change, fine leg in place. So the mid wicket moves on. That is well bowled. Good comeback from Abdul Majid. One more delivery to go. Yes, I won't say that was a bad delivery. It was a well executed shot, rather. Nevertheless, the last delivery coming up in here. Again, cut away, but straight to the fielder. Another dot delivery. A wonderful spell here from Abdul Majid. 4 overs, 10 runs, and a wicket. And you can see his teammates are cheering him up. Excellent bowling figures here.
What a phenomenal performance by Abdul Majid. Time and time again, match after match, is producing these wonderful spells very consistently. Such a talent. Bahrain must definitely proud of his performances, and what a gem of a play is. 13 overs done, 78 for 4. Yasin definitely looking to go after the bowlers from now. Has no other choice.
Yes, and Amir bin Nasir just trying to move around his bowlers. Rizwan Butt got a wicket in the last over, and straight away he has taken Rizwan Butt out of the attack. And it's Imran Khan, the guy who took that wonderful catch to see the back of Babar Hayat into the attack. Yasim Murtuja on strike. That's well played. Played with soft hands. Easy single there. It's good running between the wickets. Yes, I think Malaysia will be watching this match very closely, because if Hong Kong China loses today, and then Malaysia can beat Hong Kong China with a big margin, they still have a chance to qualify for the finals.
Certainly, Malaysia is supporting Bahrain today to win this game with a huge margin because they're on the top, so you cannot bring them down. The only way, look at the shot, nicely played toward mid wicket, looking for two, but one is enough. Said the runner. Nice bowling by Imran, not giving any extras. And another noticeable thing with Bahrain team is they hardly bowl any extras. You don't see them bowl wide, snowballs. Very, very hard to see these things.
Oh, that went on over the top of the bowler. Imran Khan did well just to get a hand to it. And he has a very good point. They're yet to concede any extras in this innings so far. That shows the consistency of the bowlers.
The first game they played, they gave one extra. Second game they played zero extra. Now the third game, they, they haven't given any extras yet. Such a disciplined bowling.
Another good delivery. Dot delivery for Imran Khan. Every dot delivery will be like gold dust, especially on a good batting track where the opponents had a good start, 50 odd runs in the batting power play, and from there to pull it off 81 for 4 in the 14th over, it's really commendable. That's slightly short. Oh, misfield there. There was slight miscommunication between the batters, a yes and no, but the fumble there resulted in 2 runs.
On an overall rating, the fielding was not up to the mark for Bahrain. They should tighten up a bit more.
Oh, the no look scoop. Beautiful shot there. Wow, Shahid Wasif playing that shot out of the ordinary. Let's have a look at that once again. Oh, yes, the no look shot and
Bahrain's
put to effect another boundary to end the over.
and uh, and Hong Kong China's Surya Kumar Yadav is Shahid. He is replicating the shots of Surya. What a shot! That was the shot of the day, I would say. No look scoop. There was a surprise for Imran. There was a surprise for the bowler who bowled.
That's a very brave shot. Probably not the best of shots or not smart enough. I mean, the ball can really come and hit you right there, especially when you're not looking at it. But yes, I'm pretty sure he does a lot of practice in the nets. So welcome boundary there for Hong Kong China. Yasim Murtaza just going down the track, trying to hit the ball a little too hard, I guess, taking the inside edge of the bat. Another single for him. So 88 for 4. What do you think will be an ideal score in here, Mr. Amin?
The total scores from here, it would be like around 130 from here, 120 to 130. That's my prediction. Considering the death bowling, Ali is there, and top bowlers are there, so it's very difficult to score many runs at the end. But there is a possibility of 120 to 130.
Yes, 130 will be par score on this wicket. Again, played with soft hands, just using the pace of the bowler. I think that's a smart thing to do. Just keep the scoreboard ticking, taking the game deep, and probably in the last couple of overs, they can really launch the shots. Imran Javed has been slightly expensive today. He was taken on by the openers. Slightly short, that's pulled away. Couple of bounces to deep mid wicket for a single. So both the batters are looking good out there. Especially they look comfortable against the pace bowlers, where we have seen most of the other batters were struggling against spinners. Again, pulled away. Another single. Singles are not going to hurt Bahrain.
They're not panicking. That's true. So Yasim and Shahid are still rotating the strike, but at the same time, the intent is there. They don't look panicking.
So change of angle for Imran Javed coming over the wicket to Yasim Murtaza. Oh, wild swing and a miss. That was there to be hit. Slightly short and wide. Just couldn't capitalize on that occasion, Yasim Murtaza. You have to put them away because boundaries will be really crucial at this moment of the game. The last delivery coming up from Imran Javed. Another short delivery that's pulled away, but only for a single. That will end the 15th over. Hong Kong China 92 for 4.
Beautiful batting between these two batters, not wasting any runs. And look at the scorecard here. Zijan Ali, 29 of 18, amazing batting. And Chuman Rath played a perfect companion batting with him. And Mohammad Nizakat was quite unlucky to get out because he started really well. Babar Hayat took some time but didn't click. Yasim and Shahid is steadying the ship at this moment. They're scoring 16 and 12. Look at that extra column. That's quite impressive. Just one after 15 overs. Amazing, amazing consistency in containing the extras from Bahrain. A solid bowling unit. Mohammad Rizwan is back. Every over he comes in and every over he gets a wicket. And he's expensive today, but still manages to get a wicket. And by saying that, I'm welcoming Aryan, my co-commentator, to the combo. Hi, Aryan.
Yeah, thank you, Amin Bhai. Last 5 overs, the hot part of this innings is getting underway now. It's going to be very interesting to see what they can what they can manage in these last 5 overs because they're only 4 down. They'll be looking to take charge of it. Yasim Mudaza has taken his time. He's been there for quite some time at the wicket, so he will know what a good wicket, what a good score is on the wicket. And since he spent quite some time as well being the captain, oh, almost lost his wicket there. We've seen how this wicket has behaved. So in the second innings, he will know exactly how to rotate his bowlers. I mean, by what do you think is a good score on this wicket considering the current situation?
The par score would be like 130, I would say. 130. Anything beyond 130 would be very challenging for Bahrain to chase it down. But anything between 115 to 120, 25 is chaseable. But that's not that easy, but chaseable. But above 130, challenging.
Single taken there. Yeah, just to take you back to the previous encounter that these two sides had. Bahrain only managed to get 118 and was chased in 15 overs by, or rather, Hong Kong China only got 118 and Bahrain chased it within 15 overs. So, and that was on a slightly sluggish and more friendly wicket for the bowlers. This is a slightly more conducive wicket for batting. Let's see, here we go, Shahid on strike. We've seen some improvisation already from him. Slower delivery, ooh. Getting some inside edges today. A lot of them in this innings already. That's a good delivery from Mohammad Rizwan. But
Again, look at the performance of Rizwan here. It's all about the the timing, the timing of his bowling. The first 2 overs didn't click that much, but he picked up a wicket. But the third over, when his team needs, is producing one of the economical over. Champion bowler. The thinking is really good, and he's bowling lots of slowers because he already knows the batter will be going hard at him. So he's not giving the pace for the batters to bat on. That is something like comes from your experience. That's why they call him the premier bowler of Bahrain.
that's absolutely right. But now we see a change in the field. Finally goes back. So this is going to be on pace. Yes, it is. And it's in the air. And once again, slight misjudgment there. And a single taken. Shahid can be a very dangerous batter. I think we can call it a half chance at best.
That was, I would say, that was catchable, Aryan, because the deep fielder didn't was not walking towards the batter or bowler when the bowler was bowling. It was a little bit static. That's the reason he didn't come to the ball and catch it. Basic things.
Yeah, I think I must agree with you there. Short and pulled away. It's in the gap. Can they come back for a second? The non-striker there, very alert to the situation. But what an over, as you mentioned, I mean, by just 4 runs of it in the 16th. 16 overs done. Hong Kong China 96 for 4.
Yes, that was a very good over indeed, Aryan. But here the idea is Mr. Bahrain still look to get these 2 wickets because these two are well set batters. If 1 over clicks, they'll score 15 to 20 runs easily because they have the capacity of doing that. So Bahrain's main target would be to break this partnership. So that will change the final score actually between like 15 to 20 runs.
Yeah, I
So this
think
over will be very crucial because they'll be like they will badly want to hit as many fours and sixes in this over.
that's absolutely spot on. I mean, by last 4 overs, if they can manage somewhere around 40 runs, get themselves close to 140, which will give them a fighting chance because they do possess a good bowling lineup. You see the fielder at square leg who injured himself while looking to take the catch. Sohail is getting some treatment. They'll definitely need his batting today. 4 overs left. Ali Dawood is going to be introduced. In Bahrain, need a minimum of 140 to stand any chance in this context. Ali Dawood also slightly expensive, 2 overs for 15, considering the game situation that we have at the moment. And looks like, given that Shahid loves to play that no look shot and the shots behind square, they've already had 4 fielders on the leg side boundary for him. And on the offside, it's only the extra cover on the boundary. Mid off is inside the circle, so that's where he might look to target. But at the moment, it's going to be Yasim Murtaza, the skipper, on strike. Needs to try and take the aggressive route now.
24 balls, 23 balls, 30 runs. High chance of getting that. If these two batters bat really well, anything above is a bonus.
Yeah, I think 30 runs will also be below par. 127, 130 runs is still below par. I think they need to get 140 above to have a good chance. Here we go. And he's bowled. What a delivery. That was slower delivery. Yasim Murtaza has been there for quite some time. But still could not manage to read it and pick it up. It's a longer leg side boundary there for him. As we have a look at the replay here. He's looking to go big with only 23 deliveries left. Ali Dawood saw that and just bowled just a slight changes in his action. Just rolled his arm over it. And he has to depart. So now they've lost half their side with 3 overs, 3.4 overs left.
Nasrullah is the new batter, joining after the captain's departure. Asim played a crucial knock here, but he was trying to go after the bowler. Nothing clicked because he was up against the top bowler of Bahrain, Ali, who is a very, very economical bowler. And the opening bowler of this side hardly gives runs.
That brings Nasrullah in at number 7. Also a capable batter. But with 22 deliveries left in this innings, he'll have to go early. Fine leg inside the circle, long off goes back. Starts with the Yorker first up. Off the mark, Nasrullah gives Shahid the strike, who's hit 2 boundaries but has faced a few dot balls as well in the middle, in the midst of all that. So need to find a few more boundaries towards the end here.
So Ali is bowling his third over, so he has another over left. So 17 and 19th over will be bowled by him.
Mid off inside the circle, quick single taken. That's good running. Good desperation there from the batter. It's a double bluff there. With mid off inside the circle, you expect him to go a bit shorter. Bowled the Yorker length and batter could not get it away. Just a single. Imran Javed, if I'm not mistaken, still has an over as well. Again, looks for some improvisation, goes behind square, it's running away behind square. Will it be stopped? No, it won't. It's a good effort there, but just couldn't hold it back in. And with that boundary, the 100 comes up for Hong Kong China. There is good improvisation there as we have a look at the fielding effort. He did get there in the end, but just couldn't manage to hold it back. Much needed boundary this, and much needed for Nasrullah to get his innings underway as well. Ali Dawood just giving him the pace to work with.
And two scoopers on the crease. Shahid and Nasrullah, both scooping really, really well.
I think this is a better field now. Square leg comes in and finally goes back. It's hard to hit it over square leg unless you get it on your pads. It's a full toss. Felt like he might have missed out there. Can they come back for a second? Oh, that is beautifully fielded there. So quick at the ball and quick release as well. Keeps them down to just a single. So we look at this fielding effort again. He was so quick to the ball and a quick release as well. Nasrullah Rana sent back by his partner.
That was Ravindra Jadeja's fielding there. Very quick arm. No time to turn back. That's something special from Bahrain. And Here comes the third 17 over is done. And 104 for 5. Hong Kong, China, at least happy that the runs are in three figures now. So they badly need to score run a ball at least from here. So it's 18 plus would be 122.
Yeah, Rizwan Butt bowling his final over, 3 overs, 2 for 19. Fine leg is inside the circle, which would be the main concern here. Unless he's going to be looking to bowl the slower deliveries. Both these batters love to improvise, as we've already seen. Was the slower delivery, gets a boot on it, but single taken. This is good news for Hong Kong, China. It brings back Shahid on strike. Spend some more time at the crease. Tell you what, Malaysia would be watching very, very closely at this encounter as well. We need Hong Kong, China to emerge victorious. Or rather, they need Bahrain to emerge victorious for them to have a chance. Slower delivery outside the off stump. Was there to hit, but just missed there.
Rizwan is just repeating the previous over he bowled. All slower balls, hard to hit, change of pace, because obviously the batter will go very hard against these, all the bowlers. Change of pace will do all the trick. The most important thing is you need to bowl on the right areas, the slow balls. That's very important.
Yeah, both these batters don't look like they're big hitters of the ball. They love to use the pace. And it's in the gap this time. Is it going to run away to the boundary? Yes, it is. That is much, much needed there. This time the on-pace delivery. And Shahid ensured that he makes full use of it. Thinking was right from Rizwan not to get the batters used to the off-pace delivery. But there, the batter was ready for it and smashes into the gap of the inside half between mid-wicket and square leg. 5 runs of 3 deliveries. Can they double it? Can they get themselves into double digits for this over? Sure, he's going to look for the slower delivery once again. Yes, he does. And just a single taken. Rizwan Butt has understood the assignment that for these batters are certainly looking for pace on, and now square leg also goes in front of square, which suggests that he cannot afford to bowl any pace on it with both these batters loving that area.
Just 2 balls left in this over. Rizwan would like to come back in this over. He knows what to bowl next, but he's up against 2 very good batters, Nasrullah and Shahid. Nasrullah is on strike.
It's beautifully bowled there, right in the block hole on pace, and once again cannot come back for a second. It's good fielding there down at long on, quick on the ball. 8 runs off this over now. Can they finish well? Once again, Rizwan not trying to be predictable. We all thought it was going to be a slower delivery, but he's bowled the on-pace delivery. And now extra cover comes in, finally goes back.
He has a pattern, Aryan. First ball, fast, slow, fast, slow. And last ball was the fastest ball. Now we can predict a slower ball this time.
But I don't think this is going to be a slow ball. He's changed the field. He's going to go short this time. He's gone for the Yorker. But single taken. 9 runs off that over.
Spot on, Aryan. That was a good guess indeed. That was the fastest ball he bowled. And after 18 overs, 112 for 5, they have just 12 balls left in this first innings, and they want to score as many runs as possible. These 2 batters for me are decent, not bad. They're not, at least not wasting any balls.
Yeah, 112 in 18 overs. Can they somehow get themselves above 130, 135? Just to put a psychological pressure on Bahrain in the chase. See the conditions just getting slightly overcast. We're hoping that we get a full game because this game promises to be a thriller.
Couple of no-look shots. What do you think in this over? No-look scoops.
Not too sure because the field doesn't really allow that. He's got 4 fielders on the leg side boundary, so it's going to be pace on and it's going to be on the stumps. with the occasional short ball. Here's Ali Dawood. That's how he starts. Slight misfield there. Can they come back for a second? They should be able to. Good running in the end. Good awareness. They're not getting the boundaries they're looking to.
The running between the wicket is simply amazing between these two batters, as well as the Hong Kong China team whole team. Running is very good. I think they work really hard on this, picking singles, picking gaps, singles.
Will we see some improvisation on the offside here? Slower delivery. That's beautifully bowled there. Cannot prevent the single. That's good running there. The non-striker was prepared for that single. We have a look at these dark clouds, looking ominous for the rain. But we never know with Malaysian weather. Things can change in a matter of minutes.
You're right, Aryan. First, the first street rain, second street sunny. That's Malaysia.
Absolutely right. I mean, by square leg comes in, extra cover goes back. This allows him to be slightly wider of the off stump if needed. Nasrullah. He look for the slower delivery. He does, and the batter cannot do anything about it. Looking to give himself some room to go through the offside, but very well bowled by Ali Dawood there, wider off the off stump. Malaysia will be happy with the current result, the way things are progressing in this innings.
The one thing which impresses me about the Bahraini bowlers is even if they bowl slower deliveries, they're not bowling extras. They have such a control in the bowling.
It's very important to have the control as we see some more improvisation. I'm sure you'd have got only a single of that because fine leg is on the boundary and is very fine as well. Can he look for improvisation on the offside? Reverse scoop maybe if he has that in his arsenal. We saw Vijay yesterday hit one bounce over the boundary over third man with a reverse scoop. Can you replicate that? Ali Dawood has been bowling the slower deliveries to good effect so far in this over. Is the pace on delivery coming? You would think it is. Yes, there you go. There is the Yorker. Beautifully bowled once again. Just 4 runs off this over and 1 ball left in this innings.
Masterpiece bowling performance by Bahraini team. We must give full credit to the captain Ahmed as well as the bowling department. They work as a team. They never give up. Such an attitude.
Fine leg comes in, square leg goes back. What is he going to do? Another slower delivery. Yes, it is. And they do not take the single as well, which is an interesting call. Shahid says, I want the strike. That's the end of Ali Dawood's spell. 4 overs, 1 for 27. Hong Kong China with 1 over left. 116 for 5.
The deciding over of the game, the last over, they brought in Imran Javed for the proceedings. Nasrullah on 9, Shahid on 24 will be looking to score at least 10 runs in this over so they can put 125 on board.
I think this move could backfire on Bahrain. Nothing against Imran Javed, but he, as far as I've seen, he doesn't really bowl the slower deliveries and off-pace deliveries. He loves pace on the ball, but he's very good at nailing his Yorkers. So this is a death over specialist, and we'll have to see how this goes because these two they love the pace on the ball, but he's going to be looking to bowl those wide Yorkers for sure, and I'm sure Nasrullah is going to look for some improvisation behind square on the leg side. Beautiful start there, right on the money. Yorker there on the stumps.
The one ball, the fast bowlers bank on the rear end of the game is the Yorker. That's what he's doing. Imran Javed. And also he's bowling around the wicket. That means the ball will be coming in.
He's got a very wide third man and a deep point on the boundary with a long off, long on, and deep mid wicket. There we go. There is your improvisation, and it's a no ball as well. And it's going to be a boundary. This is exactly what they needed. Did Hong Kong, China. We talked about the improvisation. He's done just that. We talked about Imran Javed in the death overs being a very good bowler, but not to these two batters because they love the pace on the ball. And very well played in the end, I must admit. Could easily have just backed away because it felt like he was going to hit his face. But he's kept his eye on the ball until the very end and ensured that he's got himself a boundary. Cannot change the field.
Cannot change the field. That's the thing. So he's going to do the same thing again, and it's going to be an interesting ball where he's going to hit this ball.
We'll have to see if he has the slower delivery in his armory. Oh, what a shot that is. That's over extra cover. But no real timing on that. They'll come back for a second. Off the bat, it looked like it was hit well. Good to see.
That was a good thinking, Aryan, actually. He noticed the gap above the cover fielder and he played that shot. That was a premeditated indeed. And now the score is closer to 124, 125. And if they bat really well in the next 4 balls, they can cross that 130 and that will be a competitive score. Trust me.
Yeah, I think this is a good move in the field as well. The wide third man comes in and finally goes back. Both the batters pepper that area. Here we go. Can he look through the offside? Go straight down the ground. Go straight to the fielder at long off. 3 deliveries, 9 runs already scored.
What's your prediction? 3 balls, 5 runs.
I think if they can manage to get themselves above 130, it's still a fighting chance. You still back Bahrain to chase it. At least they will have a chance in the second innings.
No more scoops possible. There's a deep fine leg there standing.
Fine leg is very, very fine. It's played in the gap. Can they come back for a second? No, they cannot. Good fielding once, and they will come back for a second. Can they come back for a third now? They're thinking about it. The stumps are down at the bowler's end, so they can come back for a third. And they're coming back for a fourth. Have you ever seen anything like this?
This is insane. This is insane. 4 runs. I never seen in this whole series 4 runs. Somebody runs. Amazing. They're teasing the fielders and Bahrain out of control.
This is what happens when you put the fielders under pressure. They should not have been a second run there, but they managed to come back for a second with excellent running. The direct hit, ricochet, they came back for a third, and then a second overthrow allowed them to come back for the fourth. So boundary scored.
Can they score 130? What do you think?
130 is definitely on the cards. Can they score 135? Ooh. And that is good work by the wicketkeeper in the end. You can understand why Shahid was trying to run there. He wanted the strike for the last delivery. But the wicketkeeper was ready for that and has managed to effect a run out. But he's played really, really well, has Shahid there. And it's going to be bad news for Nasrullah as well, as it's going to be off strike for the last delivery. The new batter will be on strike. Have a look at this run out again. Look for the improvisation. Correct idea, but wrong execution, and the run out was affected.
You predicted one thing right, Aryan. That is no change of pace in this over. All of them pacey deliveries that costed these runs.
Last delivery coming up now. The left-hander on strike. Long off, deep extra cover, long on, deep mid-wicket, and a deep square leg. So on pace is going to be again. Last delivery. Does Anas have improvisation?
Malaysia would never expected this score on the board.
Short ball pulled away. It's in the air. This should be taken. Mid-wicket underneath it. And takes an easy catch. So they did not manage to get 130 in the end. 129 for 7 is what they've managed. It's a good recovery here from Bahrain after being in early trouble in the power play. Hong Kong, China 129 for 7 in their 20 overs after being close to 50 runs in the power play. They would be disappointed at the end result. Let's have a look at the batting scorecard. Zishan Ali started brightly along with Anshuman Rath, gave him good support. And then towards the middle, there were quite a few hiccups. They slowed down quite a bit with Mohammad Nizakat. Started off well, but got run out thanks to some miscommunication with Baba Hayat. Baba Hayat 11 of 23. And then towards the end, Yasim Murtaza played well, stuck around for quite some time, but couldn't really get going. Shahid Wasif ensured that Bahrain get to a respectable total along with Nasrullah Rana. 129 for 7 is what they've managed.
Let's have a quick look at the bowling card. When you talk about bowling, it's Bahrain, of course. The top wicket taker from today's game is Mohammad Rizwan, picking up 2. Ali Dawood and Imran pick up 1 wicket each, and Abdul Majid, the most economical bowler of their side, picked up 1, and rest of them didn't click, but they were too economical as well. Asif Ali, 2 overs, 12 runs. Ali Dawood, 4 overs, 27 runs. Imran, 4 overs, bit expensive, 36 runs. The last over went for extra runs. Mohammad Rizwan, 4 overs, 27. And look at the extra column, exceptional, just 2. They're very consistent. And they gave 129 runs in the 20 overs, 132 win for Bahrain. Slight bristling is there. We'll join shortly after this innings break. Thank you so much for watching.
Welcome back, viewers. We are back live here at the Biomass Oval for the run chase from Bahrain. They will require 130 runs to win this contest with 10 wickets in hand. So slightly overcast in here. You can see a lot of clouds forming around the ground. That will be the last thing that we expect, a rain interruption.
Well, I'll tell you what, if we don't get 5 overs in and this match is washed out, that would mean that Hong Kong China qualify and Malaysia is eliminated. So Malaysia would be praying to the Malaysian weather gods to ensure that this rain comes after 5 overs and it comes at a stage, if it does come at all, where Bahrain is ahead at Duckworth Lewis. It'll be very interesting to see how this chase pans out. And if Bahrain win this game, Malaysia remains in this competition, in the hunt. If Bahrain wins by a big margin, Malaysia stand a very good chance. But if Hong Kong China wins this game, then we already have our finalists.
And we have the two openers out there, Fiaz Ahmed and Prashad Kurup. So it will be very interesting to watch the run chase here. And to start the proceedings for Hong Kong China, it will be Ayush Shukla. Ayush Shukla has been very impressive with the new ball, gets the ball to move around. So the first delivery coming up here. Here we go. Beautiful bowling that's shaped away from the right hander. It's a good start here.
Yeah, it's a good start. Ayush has been on top of his game throughout this competition, generated good pace. Have a look at those overcast clouds. Definitely Duckworth Lewis, you would think, would come into question. Malaysia would be hoping, Malaysia and both the sides as well, they would want a result, whether it be a shortened game or not. Bahrain would want to continue on their winning ways before they reach the final, before they play the final. Oh, it's an inside edge and good running in the end. Gets himself off the mark. Does Fiaz?
It's absolutely very good running between the wickets, good understanding between the batters. A quick call, and he was off the blocks in a flash. And running between the wickets can be very crucial. We have seen that bizarre run out, which caused the wicket of Nazakat Khan, who was looking extremely good out there. So Bahrain, can they win this match and end up winning all 4 of their group matches? They've already qualified for the finals. Oh, that's a good looking shot in the gap. Timed to perfection. Slightly short and wide. And he played that into the gap between cover and point.
Yeah, I think they got their field slightly wrong there. They've got 2 fielders in the cover region. I feel like they can move that extra cover a bit squarer. As you can see there, it was a bit too wide. You can come closer to that off umpire. And this time he takes full ball, but a beautiful shot, their first ball. And he's hit it right off the meat of the bat. Slip still in place, which is good to see. There's not much happening off the wicket, just in the air, some swing from Ayush. But that will soon die down as well, you would think.
Prashant Kurup didn't get to open his account yesterday, but he's looking good today from the very first delivery that he faced. Straight away, there is a change in field as well. So the point has just become a bit more finer, squarish point, I would say, backward point. There's another point fielder, so they have a lot of protection on the offside.
Yeah, I think that's much better now. It just covers that point area because he's bowling a good place. So most of the balls will go towards the backward point area. It's in the air, just chipped, but in no man's land. Can they come back for a second? That's very, very good running there. Good understanding, as you mentioned early on.
It's a very good start here for Bahrain. 7 of 5 deliveries. Both the batters are looking very positive out there. I think that should be the intent. Because you need to maintain a good run rate here. 130 can be really tricky, especially with the overcast condition if the rain comes into play. Oh, what a good looking shot! Driven through the offside. That will be another boundary. Excellent timing from Prashant Kurup. Let's have a look at that. Oh, yes. Played on the up into the gap. Great timing. It's a very expensive over. After, after the first over, Bahrain 11 without loss.
They've taken on the main bowler for Hong Kong China, Ayush. It's always given them a good start. It's been economical. It's got himself wickets as well. This is an interesting move. We're going to see some spin early on. Some gentle medium pace from Atikur Rahman.
Atikur Rahman, very good bowler as well. Likes to swing the ball. Yes, gentle pace, but he can be very deceiving as he gets to skid the ball. That's played on the onside, slightly drifting onto the pads. And well played there. Fiaz Ahmed doing the right thing. Probably he'll try to play the anchor role here and just rotate the strike, as Prashant Kurup is the one who's going for the shots.
Just a bit on the conditions at the moment. It's just getting a bit brighter. It's good to see. The clouds seem to be moving away to our left at the commentary box. We feel that we'll get 5 overs in at least. It's beautifully bowled and good keeping there as well. Some extra bounce there.
Yes, Jishan Ali did extremely well on that occasion. Steep bounce there from Atikur Rahman.
Just to inform our viewers, at 5 overs, the par score for that's beautifully bowled from in swing there. The par score for Bahrain at the end of 5 overs with no wickets down is 25. And if they lose a wicket, it moves on to 28. 2 wickets is 33. So it's very important that they do keep their wickets in hand if the rain is to come in.
But we would still want to watch a full match in here. Oh, that's good. Sharp fielding of his own bowling. Well done there. That ball was travelling. Timed well once again. I think it will really boost up his confidence. Prashant Kurup getting the middle of the bat almost every occasion that he has faced today.
Yeah, certainly he's a very, very good player. Swinging in once again, just flicked away towards square leg for a single. It's a good over so far, just 2 runs of it. The need of the hour for Hong Kong China is definitely wickets in hand, or rather wickets to get.
Yes, 130 is not a big total, so they need early wickets, and that's a big appeal. Probably just drifting down the leg side. That will end the over. After 2 overs, Bahrain 13 without loss.
Yeah, it's a very, very good delivery there. You can see 2 overs done, 13 for no loss. Yes, they have a relatively low score to Hong Kong China, but the longer they drag this game, the better and easier it gets for them in the last game if they're to not emerge victorious today. A close game would mean that their run rate does not take a hit by a big margin, holds them in good stead going into the last game with Malaysia having to do all the hard work.
Ayush Shukla will continue here, even though he was expensive in his first over, giving away 11 runs. Oh, good delivery. That was banged in short. Took Prashant by surprise. Probably hit on the handle of the bat. Let's have a look at that once again. Oh, yes, that jabbed back in. Prashant didn't look comfortable at all playing that delivery.
I think it's a good move continuing with Ayush, even though it was slightly expensive. He's been their main bowler throughout, giving them early breakthroughs. Changing the field now, mid wicket goes back, Squaller comes in. Talking about net run rate, Bahrain at the moment do not need to worry about that one bit. But Hong Kong, China, negative 0.11 at the moment. It's still a fairly good net run rate compared to Malaysia. Quick single here. Good running. Malaysia, given that they've lost all their games so far, negative 1.54. To get that up, they will need to win by a big margin. So they're hoping that Bahrain emerge victorious with quite a few overs to spare.
Yes, I believe it was the match against Hong Kong China where Malaysia leaked 180 odd runs that really hampered their run rate. Shukla, that's well bowled, back of length, and good running between the wickets once again, putting the fielders on their toes, both the openers.
Yeah, I think the best part was that there was no hesitation in the running. They were always going to go for that single, even though it was a very risky one. If he picked it up, might have been a very close shave. Let's have a look at this again. Off the back foot, straight away calling for the single, and if he picked it up, could have had a very close encounter there.
This is smart betting because they know the only thing they need to do is to keep their wickets and score singles and doubles, and that will see them off. Only 25 runs required in the 5 overs if Duckworth Lewis comes into play.
It's looking unlikely by the minute that Duckworth Lewis will come in. The conditions have just gotten a bit, I wouldn't say brighter, but the clouds just seem to be separating from each other. So we could be in for a full game. Fingers crossed.
Yes, the fielder is walking out. Probably took a sting on his finger.
I think just as he went to pick it up, he probably didn't land too well and hurt his back. It's in the air just over mid off. There is good counter attack by Faiz here to get his innings going as well with his first boundary. Ayush being slightly expensive here. Yes, he got some swing there away from the right hander, but the batter played it through the line. It's not a half volley by any means. He played it on the up, so that is a very, very good shot. Good intent shown by the batter.
It's Fiaz Ahmed on this occasion. Both the batters like to play the ball on the up. We have seen Prashant going for similar shots as well through the offside. I think it's the length that will matter. Ayush Shukla just missing the length once again. That's a better length. Just cramping the batter for room. Another single for Bahrain. 21 on the board. We're only into the third over.
Of this over, another expensive one from 8 runs rather from Ashish Shukla. It's been good throughout the tournament, but today seems to be having an off start. Oh, that's a slower delivery. The batter was well and truly deceived there, but it was just a bit Two straight.
It's called a wide. So extra. So while defending only 130 runs, you cannot be bowling extras. We have seen how consistent Bahrain has been throughout this tournament with their bowling. Even today, they only conceded two extras in the 20 overs.
Yeah,
And I think
it's
Jishan Ali will be disappointed with himself with that effort as well, with the gloves on.
never easy there with the ball bouncing in front of you. But yeah, you're right. I think it just spun too late on its second or third bounce there. And that's good batting once again. 11 runs off that over. And Bahrain 3 overs done. 24 for no loss.
So 106 required of 17 overs, required rate of 6.24. Should be a easy walk in the park for the batters. Oh, well bowled. Steep bounce once again for Atikul Rahman.
Yeah, it's quite a tall man, so does tend to get some extra bounce. The wicketkeeper is going to have a hard time standing up to the stumps when it's bouncing this much. You have to be careful. You cannot afford to give any room because there seems to be quite a few gaps on the offside field there. That's well bowled, slightly straight and well fielded of his own bowling to prevent a single.
It's good cricket all around. Again, that was good timing from Fiaz Ahmed as well. Both the batters are looking very comfortable against pace. Actually, we have seen most of the batters do well against pace today. So I think it will be the spinners who can be really handy unless the pacers bowl with a lot of variation and the slow deliveries come into place.
I think Adikul hasn't done anything fancy. He's just tried to keep it straighter and on the stump ball, stump to stump, and slightly short of a length, not giving them the length to work with. And with the keeper being up to the stumps, you cannot even use your feet. We've seen that these two batters generally tend to use their feet, but it's very, very difficult when the keeper is up to the stumps and the bowler is bowling on such a good line in length.
Yes, Atikul Rahman doing the basics right. That's very important in cricket. Again, very good line and length, and this is good running. They snatched that run from Babar Hayat, who was almost limping there. Good understanding between the batters. Nevertheless, an excellent over here from Atikul Rahman. Only one run conceded. Very economical. Into his second over, only conceded 3 runs. And that's a wide, I believe.
And it's good work there from the wicketkeeper. First of all, to gather it, then to get the stumping effected at the first time, and then to have the presence of mind to do it for a second time when the batter might have been off his ground. That is very, very good wicket keeping and good umpiring in the end to not entertain that. Slightly wayward this time. Atikur has bowled a very good over and a very good 2 overs.
Shishan Ali on that occasion trying to purchase something out of the ordinary. But it's good glove work. It's not easy keeping up to the wickets against a relatively quick bowler. Oh, that's cut away into the gap. That will run away for a boundary. Beautiful shot. Just using the pace of the delivery and opening the face of the bat. And he knew exactly where the fielders were.
Yeah, we talked about this. He needs to be very, very careful about not bowling it slightly wide of the off stump. He does that and gets himself a boundary. Big gaps over there in the offside field with only 5 fielders on the offside. I think the field can move a bit squarer as well. Put it a bit too straight in my liking, but that's the end of the over. 6 runs of it after having a good start with 3 dot balls. So Bahrain at the moment going well. 30 for no loss in 4. Do you think it's time for some spin?
Yes, I believe the captain will bring himself into the attack. Yasim Murtaza coming from the Nagara end. I think that will be the right ploy right now. Take the pace of the delivery and make the batters work for their runs. And we have seen how handy the left arm spinners have been in this game. Abdul Majid,
Majid 4 was only 10 runs conceded, and he bowled from the same end that Yasim Murtaza, the skipper, is going to be bowling from. And Asif Ali also bowled 2 overs from the other end. Here we go. Short ball, it's in the air. There's a fielder there, and it's been taken. Not the best of deliveries.
and just like when we said that the spinners can be really handy, he comes in and bowls the first delivery and gets the wicket of Faiz Ahmed. Probably slightly lucky, I would say. A short delivery. He could have put it anywhere on the ground, but he played it straight to the only lone fielder out there in deep mid wicket. A sorry way to get out.
Yeah, I think he could have hit it anywhere he would have liked on the leg side, but he picked out the only fielder on the boundary there, and he has to depart. Played out the new ball, done all the hard work, and then ended up losing his wicket. Much needed this for Hong Kong China to get themselves back into this game.
And in walks the batter in form, Asif Ali. He can be really dangerous once he gets going. And now they have that left hand right hand combination.
It's always a handy combination to have when spin is in the attack. Always have someone hitting with the spin, especially when you're playing finger spin. It's got a 5-4 leg side field. Have to be close on the stumps. Ball slightly wide outside the off stump. There are big gaps in the outfield. As we see, I'm not too sure, but I think I spotted a few drops of rain. Oh, that's wide down the leg side, and this is going to be runs. Well held back there by Ayush, but come back for a second. Slightly wayward start there.
Yeah, that spun a long way as well. Yasim Murtaza getting a lot of spin, getting some pitches off this wicket. Probably it's due to the grip he's getting from the slowness of the pitch.
He's also bowling it slower through the air. We see some more spin there. That's good bowling from Yasim Murtaza. Not afraid to flight it, even though we're bowling in the power play. And with that ball turning in, it's going to be really difficult to play him through the offside unless he bowls it very, very short. Oh, looks to sweep. Gets it off the inside edge, and good bit of fielding there by Ayush once again. This is what they need. They need some desperation. They know that a victory here will all but seal their fate and put them into the finals.
Yes, Hong Kong China needs some help from the field as well. We have seen some catches gone begging while Bahrain were bowling. So that's something that Hong Kong China can't afford, especially when they're only defending 130 runs on the board.
Yeah, they put down 3 catches. China will have to be good in the field. So far, not bad. And there was some hesitation there, but in the end, it was an easy single.
There's a pretty good over here, apart from that wide that cost him 3 runs.
I think the best part for Bahrain is they know exactly what they're chasing. You don't need to take any unnecessary risks. Yes, it's the last over of the power play coming after this, but that's good bowling. Slightly straighter. Bowling to his field.
So the last ball coming in. Yasim Murtaza will ball to Asif Ali. 35 runs on the board. And that's a big appeal. I believe he's gone. The umpires will check. The main umpire will be asking the leg umpire to double confirm, but I think he's given him. He's gone.
He didn't wait for the decision either. He knew he was a goner. Yasim Murtaza once again bowling it very, very straight there and just caught the glove, you would feel. And you can see the elation. 2 wickets in the over. Could this be a game changer? Hong Kong China well and truly back in this contest after a good start for Bahrain.
There's a good comeback here. The spinner bringing the effect. A wonderful over. 2 wickets in that over. And with that, after 5 overs, Bahrain are 35 for 2.
Yeah, Bahrain just losing the plot in that over. One delivery that should have gone out the ground but was found only in the hands of deep mid wicket. And then of the last ball of the over, you can see the disappointment still ruining the fact that he missed out on that. And that is the slowness of the wicket. 5 overs, 35 for 2, which brings Sohail to the middle at number 4, and to the commentary box it brings Mr. Amin. Welcome back, Amin Bhai.
Aryan, I've been watching the game, and what a roller coaster game it is. And they started really well. Bahrain chasing that 129. Run rate was pretty good, and this over changed the equation entirely different. And suddenly they look 35 for 2, and one of the top batter is out, Asif, who was the top scorer in the previous game.
Atikur Rahman bowled 2 good overs. He's coming in for his third. See some drizzle out there. Just to inform our viewers that the DLS par score at this stage is 33. So Bahrain 3 runs ahead. And Atikur Rahman has started his third over very, very well, as we see. The ground staff still quite relaxed, understanding that yes, it might be a slight drizzle, but the rain would not be coming soon. Here we go. Once again, first delivery is for Sohail. Played well.
Atikur Rahman is a unique bowler, whereas he brings the ball back in. And the condition looks gloomy, so you can expect a little bit of a swing from him, more than expected. Sohail is a right arm batter, so he needs to be very careful, cautious in this over, especially. Look at the ball.
Oh, Sohail there. Looking to go big early on. Seeks an inside edge for a single.
Fantastic batting, very cautious. Wickets fallen down, then it's time for partnership. You need to be very cautious. Check the ball, pick the gap, try to rotate the single, get back to the groove. And these two batters are very, very solid batters. Prashant on 19 in 15 balls. Shoaib just in, but it's a solid batter.
Just rotating the strike, doing well so far. As we see the rain just getting slightly heavier. Ground staff still quite relaxed. After 6 overs, Bahrain need to be 37. They're already just a run ahead with the loss of 2 wickets. 3 runs of this over. It's been a good one so far. And once again, single taken. 4 runs of the over. 5 overs, 6 overs done. 39 for 2. You can see the desperation already in the field from Hong Kong China. They are rushing between overs. They want to get as many overs in as they can. to slow the game down and get themselves ahead. On the other hand, Bahrain are okay to just take their time, get their caps on after the end of the over. The desperation and the play has to come from Hong Kong here. Need a wicket or two. Umpire signals the end of the power play.
This is also an important game for Malaysia, Ariel, and they'll be supporting Bahrain to chase this target very quickly. And if rain comes and if it's a DL method, and it's going to be more interesting.
Yeah, the shorter the game, the less the effect of the net run rate as well. Malaysia will be hoping it's a full game and Bahrain can get things done in a jiffy. Short ball pulled away in the gap. Will this be a boundary? No, it won't. That is a very, very good effort there in the field from Aizaz rather. Nasim Murtaza has been slightly shorter to the right-handers so far. We look to just bowl it slightly wider and slightly fuller. Just like that. Beautifully bowled. Single taken though. Need to somehow make the play, get some dot balls in order for to give too many singles. Change in the field now. Short fine leg comes into short square leg. Or rather short mid wicket now. I think that's a better move. Trying to prevent the singles. And square leg goes a bit finer. There you go, right into play. The fielder there slightly slower. 3 runs of 3 deliveries so far. That's a good effort there by the bowler, but cannot prevent the single. The runs keep coming.
The replay, a good effort from Yasim, a very effective bowler, thinking cricketer, the captain of Hong Kong, China, looking to pick a couple of wickets here.
Oh, this quick single there, but took a bit too long to release the ball there. He got to it quickly. He could have released it earlier. There might have been a chance. I don't think he picked it up cleanly. It's a good running here from both his batters. Looking to take every run possible. It's the end of the over. 7 overs done. Bahrain 44 for 2.
Very simple and effective action from Yasim. He finished with 10 for 2 in 2 overs. A captain's bowling, I would say. What a character. He played really well against Malaysia. Picked up crucial wickets. 44 for 2 after 7 overs. The run rate is quite okay. Above 6. These two batters. Let's have a look at these. Faiz and Prashant started the innings. Prashant, as usual, very aggressive, 21 of 19. Faiz started really well, 10 of 13. Asif Ali didn't score much. Sohail Ahmed, 6 of 6. The partnership is very crucial for Bahrain to seal this game. As of now, they both look so positive. The running between the wicket is good. Striking is good. And Izan is a right arm off spinner who depends on the flight and spin.
Yeah, I think that's what they need. They need bowlers who bowl it slow and slight misfield there. Single taken. Not happy there of his own bowling. And this time behind square, it's in the gap. Is he gonna run away? No, it's not. Just held back. Come back for an easy 2 runs. Even though the spinners are on, the run rate still being maintained, and that's 7 runs, 6.5 runs and over, which is what they need at this stage. for this player is looking very good against the spin. That's well ball. Slightly fuller, and once again he used his shins to stop that. Isan scored a 5-4 leg side field. Have to be a bit straight. It's well played off the back foot. This time slightly fuller, slightly slower. Is hit it away to the offside. Can they come back for a second? Yes, they do. It's good batting here by both these batters. 6 runs without breaking a sweat in this over. Brings up the 50 for Bahrain, which will be cheered by the Bahrain and the Malaysian dugout as well, you would think, wherever they're watching from. Another single taken. 7 runs off the over. 8 overs done. 51 for 2.
The current run rate and record run rate is almost matching. 6 plus. Izan started with 7 runs and over, but he's a very solid slow bowler who flights the ball, lands the ball on the right spots, turns it really well. Kind of a teasing length he bowls. Yasim is back, captain who took 2 wickets, who put the confidence back in the team, is coming back to bowl his third over. Look at that. There's nice bowling, sharp turn, pitching on the length. There's a quick return from the runner, but batter said, no, stay there, no hurry. We just lost wicket. Stay there. We'll take 1 run at a time now. Let's build this partnership, then go for the big shots.
I think Yasim is bowling well. He's bowling slow, but I think it's a bit too slow. The batters are easily playing him off the back foot. Maybe he can just push it up a bit this time, even slower. Just needs to vary his pace just a bit more. Needs to be slightly quicker.
As you're a spinner, Aryan, I would like to ask you this question. What the batters think, what the bowlers think? How do you bowl these kind of scenarios? What would be your strategy if the target is this and you are bowling? What kind of deliveries you bowl?
That's beautifully bowled there. Quick single. See, they cannot prevent the singles. That is the difficult part here for the captain. He's not happy with his fielder there. Coming back to your question, I mean, by it's very difficult in this sort of situations. The balance between attack and defense. Because you want wickets as well, but you also don't want to give away too many runs because you're defending a relatively low score. But good to see the pitch is supporting the spinners a bit, so that would definitely have me slightly happier. That's beautifully bowled, slightly quicker there, and first dot ball in quite some time. So my strategy would be to try and build up the dot balls, try and bowl a length that's difficult to get away for easy singles at a pace that's also slightly difficult, like the previous delivery. Once again, that is good bowling. Slightly quicker. He's understood the assignment here as the skipper Yasim Murtaza.
I also have another question. As you are the leg spinner who also bowls a googly, what is the right time for you to bowl a googly and leg spinner? How do you determine this ball is going to be a googly?
Let's come back to it after this delivery or at the next over. That's beautifully bowled. Once again, straighter. But once again, it's slightly quicker. 4 runs of the over. 9 overs done. Bahrain 55 for 2.
The match is going even Steven now, 75 from 11. Looks like achievable, but if a couple of wickets falls down, that is the time the pressure builds up. And Yasin clearly understands the scenario. He's a smart captain, and he's just looking to pick wickets.
Sun comes back for his second over as the sun starts shining as well. That's beautifully bowled. Slightly straighter, bowling to his field here. Yes, I mean, by coming back to your question, as a leg spinner who has some variations, it's important that you don't reveal your variations a bit too early on the dot ball, as we see, because then the batter is playing for that. You wanna bring it as your surprise delivery. That is your wicket taking delivery, especially for right-handers. Stamp cut away straight to the fielder.
Valid point, Ryan. I agree on that one. Even I see these kind of scenarios in the international games as well. And when I've heard about Ashwin, Sunil Narayan, and all the top bowlers, if they play for different franchises, even they don't bowl all the good balls in the nets. They keep them as reserved, and they don't show the trick to the opponents. That's one of the things I've heard from the top players.
Yeah, it's very important. You wanna use it at the right time. You don't wanna overuse it to the point where it shows that you're desperate to get a wicket. Coming back to the game, Bahrain have put the squeeze on in the last 2 overs. Yet another dot delivery. So this is a good over for Mesan. His ball much better. His ball is slightly quicker, and his ball is straighter on the stumps as well, which has prevented some extra runs. So 4 runs of the previous over, just a single of this over, and make that 2 of the over. The 10 overs done. 57 for 2. This match hangs in the balance, which both these sides more than capable of winning, and Malaysia desperately watching as we take drinks. Yeah. So this game hangs in the balance at the moment. 73 runs needed in 10 overs with 8 wickets in hand, as conditions starting to get sunny at the moment. Have to wait and see how this game pans out. that, I'd like to introduce Shahidur back into the commentary box with Yasim Murtaza bowling his final over. He started to bowl slightly quicker, which has helped his scores, I think. Shahidur, where do you think this match is heading? Last 2 overs, only 5 runs.
Yes, thank you, Aryan. Yes, I believe the spinners have done a wonderful job here for both the countries, and Yasim Murtaza, the captain, leading by example as well. He's into his fourth over, only given away 14 runs. He has dried up the runs and he's tightening the screws on the batters, ensuring that they put a lot of pressure. And suddenly, you can see they need 72 of 10 overs. At one moment, it looked like it will be a free walk in the park for the batters.
It's a beautiful delivery there by Yasim Murtaza. Beautifully bowled there. Once again, he's bowling a bit quicker ever since the last over. The first 2 overs was a bit too slow, and the batters were easily playing him off the back foot. But now that it's quicker and he's still getting the response from the wicket, it's really helping him. Oh, beautifully bowled there. Just pitched outside leg, you would feel.
Yes, another gem of a delivery. I think it's the line and length that he is maintaining. Very consistent throughout the tournament, Yasim Murtaza. So I think today his side will need his services, and so far he has delivered. Again, a good delivery this time. Played in the gap, just using soft hands and ensuring that they steal that run. Every run here will matter because Bahrain will take this game deep and probably try to end this with the two batting there right now.
Slightly shorter in the gap. Can they come back for a second? Decide against it. Valiant effort there. Extra cover. Just a single. 4 runs of this over. There's an appeal there. It's been given. That is an interesting call because to the naked eye, it looked like it might have just been heading down leg. It did not turn that much, but the umpire decides that that is out, and Yasim Murtaza has struck with the final delivery of his spell and brought Bahrain well and truly back into this game. Let's have a look at the replay here. Yasim Murtaza, not the most energetic appeal either.
Yeah, that was touch and go, I would say. Probably just drifting down the leg side. So a lucky wicket there for Hong Kong China.
You would say if it turned slightly, might have been a chance. But Sohail Ahmed missed out there. He played it on the back foot. Yasim Murtaza, what a spell he's bowled. 3 for 18 in his 4 overs. Bahrain, 11 overs done, 61 for 3.
Could this be the opening that Hong Kong China were looking for? A new batter coming into bat. Sohail Ahmed, who was in form, departed.
Anas Khan is the new bowler. He's going to bowl to a 5-4 offside field. Left arm spinner. It's good to see quite a bit of spin. This is where Bahrain will have to really bat well if they're to get into this contest.
Yes, and with that, the captain of Bahrain is out there to bat. Oh, that was aerial.
Yeah, that was close shave there. Just wide of the fielder there. Imagine losing Prashant at this stage, who's been there ever since the start. He's played really, really well. He just milked the singles and the doubles. He has to stay there till the end and support his captain at the moment, who's just come in. Anas Khan started well here. Slightly straighter, driven, and Emmer is off strike.
A pretty good over so far. I think the pace will be the key for the spinners in here. They need to ball it slightly slower in the air and get some grip and turn out of the surface. I think that's where Yasim Murtaza was exceptional.
Yeah, in the first two overs, Yasim Murtaza was getting some turn, but he was bowling a bit too slow, which allowed the batters to work him off the back foot. Then in his last two overs, he bowled slightly quicker and reaped the rewards with some tight bowling and got himself a wicket as well. Anas Khan so far started a bit quick, but still just 3 runs off the over. So the run rate now crept above 8. This is where things start to get very funny and very, very interesting. This psychological pressure of 8 runs in over.
And look at that. Anas Khan is bowling those deliveries almost from behind the stumps. So interesting tactics here by the left arm spinner. A very tidy over, only 3 runs of it. After 12 overs, Bahrain 64 for 3. So Yasim Murtaza has bowled out. It will be interesting to see who will come into ball. And he has gone to his experienced bowler, Ayush Shukla, is coming back into the attack. He was slightly expensive, 22 in 2 overs. Was taken on by the openers earlier on.
Yeah, but I think this is a good stage for him to come on with a new batter at the crease. And Prashant also just looking to bat through the innings. Can bowl a tight over or two over here and perhaps just raise the required run rate some more. Malaysia will also hope that Bahrain get this partnership going. Similar sort of field, more of a spinner's field, you would say. Third man and final leg both inside the circle. It's a good stop there by the skipper who ends up hurting his right hand in the process.
This probably took a odd bounce there from the turfs right in front of him. So he's standing pretty close to the batter, and straight away after the delivery, he walks slightly back. But I think it's good to be close to the batters and stop those singles, especially with a new batter out there. Shukla to continue in here. Oh, that's played on the onside and an easy catch there for the fielder. What a breakthrough. Prashant Kurup departs and they got the set batter here. What a good change from Yasim Murtaza, bringing on Ayush Shukla, who delivers here for Hong Kong China.
Yeah, I think it was a gamble because the spinners were doing really well. Bringing on the pace bowler could prove to have been a gamble. It was short. He looked to hit it over mid wicket, but he's got the feel for that. And that's yet another catch at mid wicket there from the fielder. And Bahrain now have lost both their set batters in the space of 2 overs. Prashant played well for his 31. Could not hold on for too long.
And Hong Kong China are well back into this game and probably are having the upper hand right now as the momentum shift towards them. 64 for 4. Bahrain are struggling now. 2 batters out there, 2 new batters, I would say. Junaid Aziz, who played a very important knock yesterday against Malaysia. A wonderful delivery once again, testing the new batter, Ayush Shukla.
Mid-off comes in, third man goes back. I'd like to see the mid-wicket come in as well. Just put more pressure on him. Just get that mid-wicket in. Don't give him an easy single on the leg side. Don't let him get off the mark. Ayush, very accurate so far in this over.
I think it's also to try up those boundaries because the required run rate is almost creeping towards the 9-run mark. So they would like to try those boundaries first because singles are not going to hurt them. Excellent over. What a comeback. Conceded 22 runs in these first 2 overs and yet to concede a single run in this over. And he took that precious wicket of Prashant Kurup as well.
Yeah, Junaid Aziz will be high on confidence after the performance that he had yesterday. Scored 36 of 40 deliveries against Malaysia. That's in the gap. Can they come back for a second? They do so with ease.
Junaid Aziz trying to take the attack, just dancing down the track. Yes, probably counter-attacking can be one of the tactics right now for Bahrain. They cannot move into a shell. That will only increase the pressure on them.
Yeah, changing the field after that sort of counter-attack. Third man comes in. Longov goes back. It's the last delivery of the over, so the skipper also decides to just start from a few paces back. Closer to the 30-yard circle. Single taken. 13 overs done. Bahrain 67 for 4. Needing 63 in the last 7 overs at 9 runs to the over. It's going to be Anas Khan to continue. Bahrain in need of another partnership here. 7 overs, 63 runs. And this partnership needs to come at a good click as well. 9 runs per over. They don't want to take it too deep for their own cause and for Malaysia's cause as well. At this point, could be anyone's game. Hong Kong still on top. And there's an appeal there, and the umpire.
I think that hit the stumps. His ball.
Yes, definitely it's bold. That was Junaid, the top scorer, or rather the second top scorer from the previous game, has to depart. Let's have a look at this again. Came off the pad, I'm pretty sure about that. And it went through the gate. Nutmegged himself there and lost his stump. Anas Khan has got himself a wicket. Bahrain now half their side down for 67. What a comeback this has been after a good power play that Bahrain had.
It's not a very sensible shot looking into the circumstances. Junaid Aziz just taking his chances.
The idea was right, but the execution wasn't so right because there was nobody behind there. Easily get a couple or maybe even 3. But then he needs to execute it well. Required run rate above 9 runs and over, so there's no time to get yourself in. And what's more interesting at the moment is that these batters that are going to come in from now haven't really faced a lot of deliveries in this tournament because Bahrain batting has dominated so far. So it'll be interesting to see how these last 7 overs pan out with relatively new batters for this tournament.
Yes, as a batter, you also need to assess the situation and the length of the ball. That delivery there was fuller, probably going for the scoop or a sweep wasn't ideal, but he still went for it. But I mean, that's modern day cricket for you. Batters take their chances. Sometimes they pay off and sometimes they backfire. And today it was a backfire for Junaid Aziz. He departed cheaply today. So Amr bin Nasir, the captain, he's out there. A lot of responsibility will be riding on his shoulders. And he goes for the reverse. And what a wonderful shot. A boundary. Like I said, the batters these days, They are not afraid. They like to play that brand of fearless cricket. He
Yeah,
knew that he's losing out of partners on the other end, but he still went for that reverse sweep. And look at that for execution. Brilliant.
talk about modern day batting. This is exactly what it means. Going back to that scoop shot and this reverse sweep as well. So this sort of shots are generally premeditated, so you cannot really judge the line and length of the ball because it's premeditated as you go straight down the ground. But there's a fielder down there. Amar bin Nasir not holding back here.
It's a better looking shot on that occasion, going to the pitch of the delivery.
Imran Javed didn't have the best days with the ball. Can he recover with the bat? Single taken once again. Despite the wicket, they've managed 7 runs already off this over.
But the required run rate is still above 9 runs per over. That's gonna put a lot of pressure on the batters, especially the new one who has just walked into bat. It's not easy. Last delivery coming up. Oh, that's well played. Driven down the ground for a single. So Amir bin Nasir will keep the strike. After 14 overs, Bahrain 75 for 5.
Interesting move by the skipper. Is going to be continuing with Ayush as we have a look at the bowlers. We've only used the 5 bowlers. This is for 2 overs of pace and 4 overs of spin, unless they bowl a sixth bowler. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out because you don't usually have spin towards the end, and Ayush is bowling out at the moment, so they'll have only 1 over of pace after this in the last 5 overs. But I get the thinking they're looking to go for the kill. A wicket here from Ayush or two will definitely shift the momentum towards Hong Kong.
That's well bowled, right up there in the block hole. That's one of the strengths of Ayush Shukla. He doesn't give too much room to the batters to play with. Also, very good line and length. The required run rate now is over 9 runs per over. They need boundaries in here, Bahrain. Singles are not going to help. So someone has to take the initiative and shift gears here. And I think it should be the captain himself. That's in the air.
It's gonna land in no man's land. Yes, it is. The fielder there ran more than 30 yards. Almost got there in the end. He'll be disappointed to not have got there, but what a valiant effort that was. In the end, just towards the end, I think he lost his balance and couldn't manage to get his hands to the ball. Have a look at this again.
There were 3 fielders converging on that occasion, and probably the bowler himself could have been one of the options, but he never went for it. And that fielder from the deep almost had to run 30-40 yards to reach that delivery. That ball was within the circle. But yes, it happens.
Yeah, you could see the extra cover fielder there. The skipper Amr bin Nasir also going for it. The Yasim Murtaza. Slightly shorter this time. Single taken. 4 runs off this over already. 3 balls bowled.
This is brilliant effort once again in the field. We can see all the fielders are putting their bodies on the line. Even for that single, 3 fielders were converging. They know that every single run here matters.
They don't want to leave it to the last game for that one to be a knockout. They want to finish off the tournament here. Finish off, or rather book their place in the final through this game. Amr bin Nasir, beautiful shot there. It's in the air. But ball short and quick running there. The fielder just held on to the ball for a bit too long and allowed them to come back for a second. The skipper and the bowler both just stare at the fielder, wondering why.
Yes, and I believe there is a lot at stake. It's not only about cementing your place for the finals of the Tri Series, but each and every match here, the points are also counted for the ICC rankings as well. So it helps the teams, whoever wins these matches.
Yeah, that's the bigger picture. You're absolutely right about that. Every match matters. And ooh, there was never any hesitation with the running there. He was always going to take that single. Was Imran Javed?
So it's just that kind of a day. We remember while Hong Kong were batting, there was one throw from the deep that hit the stumps and ricocheted towards the other way, and they ran 4 runs. And now it hit the stumps and went straight to the fielder. So sometimes you need that bit of luck as well.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how costly those 4 runs will be if this match goes down to the wire. He's looking to go big again, but just single taken.
That will be the end of the 15th over. 83 for 5. Bahrain needs 47 in the next 5 overs, required run rate of 9.40. But they only have 5 wickets in hand.
We have a look at the worms and see the comparisons between the two. Bahrain have been slightly under par at the moment. They are quite a few runs behind. We saw towards the end how that last over can change things. We'll have to wait and see how costly that will be. But at the moment, 5 overs left. We need another 47 runs.
Izan is continuing the third over. And look at the economy here, just 9 runs in 2 overs. Anas Khan, there is a change in the bowling, so a strategy change. From Yasim, he brings in Anas Khan to bowl the next over. The last 5 is going to be very exciting. They need close to 10 runs in over to win this game.
Yeah, Anas Khan has got 2 overs left. Ehsan also has 2 overs left and 1 over for Atikur. So is this the way they're going to finish the last 5 overs? We'll have to wait and see. Because 4 overs of spin in the last 5 could prove decisive for either side, because these two batters also looking to go big and favoring that leg side. So good decision by the skipper to go to the left arm spinner before Ehsan. Single taken here. Anas has bowled really well, considering that he's come at a stage where the batters are looking to take him on. Imran Javed seems to be a bit of a slugger. We'll wait and see if his slugging comes into good effect. It's in the air, and the 2 fielders converging underneath it, and it lands in the middle of them. Well, is this the stroke of luck they need? They had a similar one in the previous over, did Imran Javed, and another one in this over. You would think it went so high, there would definitely be someone underneath it, but not to be. It lands in the middle of the 2 fielders. Gets himself another couple of runs. So they're still sort of maintaining the run rate that they need, although they're falling short of a run or 2 every over. Oh, it's gone through the wicket keeper, and it's going to go for 4 byes. Luck is definitely favoring Bahrain at the moment. And Malaysia are also loving this at the moment.
And look at the ball. This is catchable, completely missed by the keeper. No foot movement there. It's like frozen, and that costed extra 4 runs. That puts pressure back on Hong Kong, China. And this is not an expected over from Anas. Yasim expecting more than that.
Oh, beautiful shot there. It's gone over. Long go for a maximum. What a shot this is. I was going to correct you there, saying that he's bowled a good over so far, but then the 4 byes were not his fault. But now he's bowled an over pitch delivery to a slugger, and it's gone over long go for a maximum. Have a look at this again. In the slot, flat batted it over longer for a maximum. And suddenly, Malaysians are watching the game again in hope that there is another twist here. Imran Javed 15 of 9. And smartly just takes a single good piece of fielding there at backward point by Rana. Is the desperation. If it got past, there would definitely have been a second run there.
There is a 15 runs over bowled by Anas that changed the equation entirely. The required run rate fallen down from 10 to 8. What a turning point. This is the turning point. If Bahrain capitalize on this situation, they can easily win this game. 32 from 4, these two batters can do that.
Yeah, I think they definitely have to look at alternate options here. They need to bring some pace on because the spinners are getting the treatment at the moment. We haven't seen the turn that Amr bin Nasir that rather the skipper was getting from the other end. But Ehsan is going to continue at the moment. More spin and spin in to the right hander. It will be a very interesting contest. Imran Javed is going to look to slog everything and anything to the leg side here. Here we go. Smartly played this time. Quick single. 8 runs and over is definitely gettable. No need to do anything fancy. On the other end, the skipper is still around. Amr bin Nasir playing a captain's knock. This partnership here is crucial. Cut away. That's beautifully played in front of square. The fielder there holds it down to a couple. But smart batting here. Looking for the big gaps that are present in the offside field.
29 from 3.4 overs looks like chaseable in T20 format, but it's not decided until the last ball is bowled.
Yeah, definitely anyone's game so far, but Bahrain have done well, very, very well to get themselves back into. What a shot that is! Off the back foot, over extra cover, one bounce over the rope. Ehsan there shortens the length, thinking that the batter would come down the wicket. Yes, it was a short ball, but to hit it over extra cover of the back foot takes a lot of determination and power. And have a look at this. He knew it was 4 from the moment that it left the bat.
He gave his heart, soul, and blood to that shot, moved away, and gave everything in the shot. 4 runs.
Stifled appeal there. Just down the leg side. Umpire signals leg by a single taken. 8 runs already off this over. So they've already got the required runs for the over.
Aryan looked like Hong Kong China missed a trick here, bringing in an off spinner when 2 set batters, right hand batters there. It's a risky business.
That's beautifully bowled. Good comeback there. But the interesting thing is he has to bowl this over because they have another over of the left arm spinner. They have 1 over from Atikur Rahman and 2 overs from him. So unless they introduce a 6th bowler, they don't have a choice. Oh, that's a good end to the over. So still 8 runs off the over. 3 overs left. 24 runs needed with 5 wickets in hand. Skipper has gone to Atikur Rahman. I think this is a good move. His last over of pace. And he has gone to the bowler who has been the most economical for him so far, among them at least. 3 overs, none for 12. Here we go. Wicket keeper up to the stumps, which is a good move. Hammer, 18 of 13. Short ball looks to pull, but it's too quick for him. Cannot afford dot balls. 3 dot balls in a row now. 2 of the last over, and now the first delivery of this over is a dot ball as well. Slower delivery. Straight to the fielder. Single taken. Good variation of pace from Atikur Rahman. Slightly over pitch though.
If they manage to pick another wicket here, that would be interesting because it will put a break in run chasing.
It's again single taken. This is good running. Even though not seeming to get the boundaries, he's just looking to ensure that no dot balls are played. Atikur bowling really, really well here. Not giving any room to the batters to work with. Again, straight to the fielder. This could be a run out. But he's well in.
It was a very close call, but they had no choice. And also, Hong Kong, China, they were worried about this 1 run. No problem for them if they score 1 run. So because the asking rate is too steep. 3 runs came in this over and a couple of balls. So wonderful bowling here. Atikur Rahman.
It's in the air. Long off coming underneath it. High pressure catch and it's been taken. Imran Javed, after playing a good knock of 18, has to depart right when he was looking a bit more comfortable for them. Bahrain now 6 down. Atikur Rahman, what an over his ball. His ball 4 deliveries for the 3 runs, and he knew the batter was going to come after him, so he just shortened his length away a bit. And he got the top of the bat, and it's a good catch under pressure there from the fielder at long off. So the pressure back onto the Bahraini batters and the Malaysian players watching from their homes.
Atikur Rahman turn the tables. When the team needs, he's there. Excellent, excellent over. Look at the figures. He bowled 4 overs, 15 runs, picked up a wicket. One of the top performance from Atik.
I think they've missed out on a trick here. Atikur Rahman is bowling pace on, is bowling slightly short of a length with third man in. All you need to do is just get bat on it. And it's going to go through the gap, the big gaps in the outfield. And you can get a boundary. Here we go. Rizwan Butt, last delivery of the over. Gets a single. Gets himself back on strike. So we've got 2 overs left, folks. 20 runs needed with 4 wickets in hand. 2 spin overs. That's the most important thing. 2 overs of spin.
Anything can happen, and the last 2 overs bowled by spinners, it's going to be risky, I would say, because in most of the cases, even the top spinners get whacked in the last overs. We've seen in multiple times.
As they say in the chase, the penultimate over, the second last over should be bowled by your best bowler. We'll have to wait and see who does it turn to. Does it turn to the left arm spinner or does it turn to the off spinner? Looks like it's going to go to the off spinner. Hassan was bowled a good over in the last one after conceding 7 runs off his first 3 deliveries. He came back well, but he's bowling to a slightly shorter leg side boundary.
This is going to be a test for the captain, Bahraini captain. When he gets a strike, he'll love to seal this game from here.
I'd like to see a change in the field. He's got a short mid wicket in place. Can you move him to backward point there? Because singles and doubles are fine at this stage. They really need boundaries. It's in the air. Will this be taken? What a catch that is under pressure. What a catch that is under pressure from the fielder at long on. We've seen a few catches fall short in the first inning. Nizakat there makes no mistake. He's taken two good catches. Let's have a look at this again. It was in the air for quite some time. You would think it's going to fall in no man's land. But Nizakat had other ideas. He says, I'm going to get underneath it and take the catch. So 7 down now.
The one difference I can see between these two teams is the fielding, Aryan. And Bahrain fielding was not that good today. They missed a lot of important catches. But Hong Kong, China, on the other side, were really, really well. Fielded really, really well. And this is a test for their temperament, test for their character, and they are giving everything from the heart. One of the best performance by the Hong Kong China team. And another thing is Bahrain has been undefeated in this game. Now looks like they're stumbling here. Another 11 more runs, 11 more balls left. Anything can happen because your captain is still there. Ahmer B is still batting at 20 of 16 balls. All it needs is strike. Ali, just take one and give it to Ahmer, your captain.
Ali Dawood, the new batter in at number 9, takes a single, just what you asked for. Brings back Amr bin Zaidi on strike. This game is alive as long as Amr bin Zaidi is on strike. 10 deliveries, 19 runs. Malaysians would be praying, and as we spoke, the change in the field has occurred. That mid-wicket has moved to a backward point position. So that's a good option in my opinion. And another change in the field. So we have 3 fielders in that point area, and it's got a deep cover and a long off. Emers has already played a reverse sweep today. Have to see if he has another one in his arsenal. Oh, that goes straight down the ground. Is it going to go to the boundary? No, it's not. What a beautiful piece of fielding. This might even be a run out. No, it's not. That is an excellent bit of fielding there under high pressure from the fielder down at long off. We'll need to have a second look at this. Ehsan there just put his hands thinking he might have a chance at getting it. But then the fielder down at long off there puts in the effort, and short ball pulled away in the gap. No, it's not. And they're coming back for a second. That is excellent running there from Ali Dawood, and he's stumbled onto the bowler as well. But seems to be all in good spirits. Good to see even in a high pressure moment. But it's very, very good running, especially from Ali Dawood here. He's ensured that his captain gets back the strike. 15 runs, 8 deliveries. Anyone's game here. Goes straight down the ground once again. This time will only be a single. I'll tell you what this does. This gives Ali Dawood a free hit. It allows him to hit the ball out the boundary if he has the capability, because they wouldn't want a single in this stage. And I'm not sure why they're changing the field again. Yeah, just keep it the same. The skipper was looking to go to mid-wicket but decided against it. Now he's coming back to mid-wicket. You wouldn't mind a single here. You wouldn't want a boundary through the offside here. You want to protect that. But the skipper has another idea. It's going to be a 5 for leg side field. That mid-wicket fielder is there to stop the single.
There is a huge gap above the covered area. So he'll be looking to hit there or a big swing at that.
Goes through the leg side. Can they come back for a second? They'll be definitely pushing for it. The throw is at the wrong end. The throw came at the wrong end. It was a very good throw, no doubt about it, but it came to the wrong end. And that has meant 2 runs, and that has meant that Emmer is on strike for the last over. Let's have a look at this again. He picked it up cleanly, returned a good throw, but just to the wrong end. Ali Dawood was definitely struggling, but you get the idea. He wanted to run Anwar bin Zaidi out. But here we go. Last over left, 13 runs needed. And you would think it's going to be the left arm spin of Asif Ali to bowl this last over. see some conversations going on there. Not sure who to give the last over to. Looks like it's not going to be the spin of the left armer. It's going to be the pace.
What is your say, Aryan, if the bowler bowls a wide and four, you think the match goes towards Bahrain?
I don't think we'll see a wide and four in this over, but definitely bowling a new bowler in the last over, Nasrullah Rana. It's a big gamble, but I think the skipper has decided to play it slightly safer, considering that you don't want to be bowling spin in the last over. We'll have to wait and see how this over pans out.
The pressure is on the bowler because hammer is already set better, and the bowler is bowling his first over. And it's all about your attitude. If he's very confident about his bowling, nothing stops him.
Yeah, I think he did look very confident when the skipper was having a word with him. So I think he's quite confident about delivering the goods here. He just needs a few good deliveries here.
If the first ball goes for a boundary, the pressure goes back to the bowler immediately. Then it's very difficult to bounce back from there.
Here we go. 6 deliveries, 13 runs. Emmer on strike. Slower delivery straight away. Can they come back for a second? This could be risky. The throw has to go to the keeper. It does go to the keeper, but the batter makes his ground. That is very, very good running there from Emmer. The skipper here keeping the hopes alive for his side. I'll tell you what, Malaysia definitely watching this contest. You cannot take your eyes off this contest. 5 deliveries, 11 runs.
3 boundaries to win, 2 sixes to win. Not that easy, then said. But
Let's not forget the last over that Ehsan bowled. Only 7 runs in the 19th over. That is an excellent over in the context of the game. And Nasrullah started with a slower delivery. They're running for anything. The fielders have to be on top of their game here. 5 deliveries, 11 runs. Nasrullah bowling. Slower delivery. It's in the air behind square. Gonna land in no man's land. Can they come back for a second? Yes, they can. Well. You can see he's on his haunches. He's run a lot of twos already here today. 4 deliveries, 9 runs needed.
It's almost 5 doubles, Aryan, and it's not easy, especially in the Malaysian conditions. And it's okay, not that scorching, but it takes a toll on your body when you run 5 twos constantly.
Still quite humid. It might not be too hot today, but still very, very humid. I'll tell you what, if they get 8, not too sure what the playing conditions say, but we might be going to super over. We'll have to wait and see. But if it's a tie, that means Malaysia is out. If there is no super over. This time on pace. Gets it into the gap. Once again, they'll be looking for a second. The throw has to go to the keeper's end, and rightly so, he's been sent back. I think that was definitely going to be a run out if they did go for it. Emmer bin Zaidi on his haunches at the non-striker's end.
1-6 will completely change the equation. 3 balls left, and it's going to be. And Nasrullah has done a really good job. You mentioned that he was very confident when the captain was having a conversation with him, and he's proving that right. He's justifying that. Perfect.
He had a decent day with the bat as well, so confidence must have been quite good. So here we go. 3 deliveries, 8 runs. Ali Dawood on strike. Does he look for the boundary, or does he just look to get a single? It's got straight down the ground. Yeah, just a single. So 2 deliveries, 7 runs needed. A victory for Bahrain means Malaysia have been knocked out. A victory for Bahrain means Malaysia are still in this tournament. A victory for Hong Kong means we have our finalists already. Here we go. All to play for. Malaysia are praying for a big hit over here. And so is Emmer bin Nasir. Here we go. 2 deliveries, 7 runs. Is he going to look for the slower delivery again? He does. Short ball has been pulled and it's gone over the ropes. Would you believe it? Emma bin Nasir, you beauty. He's taken tons and tons of twos.
What a game we are witnessing here. What is happening here? You beauty, Amir, the captain. What a shot that was. And he was extremely exhausted and still able to pull that shot. And that's unbelievable. That shows your spirit. When your willpower is so strong, it doesn't matter how exhausted you are, how tired you are, you still can do that. The adrenaline will come and help you to do that. And this is what happened. And see the face of the Hong Kong China team. They all the shoulders dropped suddenly. One ball, one run. It's time. Malaysia's out.
Malaysia actually are in the game because a victory for Bahrain means that Hong Kong China will remain on 2 points. But they still need one run. And rightly so, the wicketkeeper getting his glove out. Everybody inside the circle. Nasrullah, what are you going to look to do? Are you going to look for the short and wide delivery to ensure that the ball goes to the wicketkeeper? Everybody inside the circle. The stakes are high here. A victory for Bahrain means Malaysia are still in this tournament. Here we go. Last delivery coming up. Short ball. It's in the air. Is there an edge? Yes, there is an edge. He's edged it to the wicketkeeper. We talked about him bowling a short ball. He did go for the short ball. He's got an edge. And that is a tie. We'll have to wait and see what this means. Are we going to have a super over? Does not look like it. They're shaking hands. But we'll have to wait for confirmation here. Nobody's going anywhere so far. We're just waiting to see what the playing conditions stayed. And we're just trying to resolve the confusion. But that was a good delivery right at the end there. Ball the bouncer. The batter just got a glove on it. And the wicketkeeper made no mistake. So we've ended in a tie. Bahrain. Emma has bowled an excellent last delivery here after conceding a 6 of his previous delivery. Nasrullah there. And I think we're going into super over. Guys. So Malaysia, if you're listening, you're still in it. You have not been knocked out yet. The hosts are still in this contest. And we're going to have a super over.
The heart in the mouth feeling now for Malaysia. And it's a really an interesting game. This is one of the best games we witnessed in the whole series. Until the last ball bowled, everything went very, very interesting. And the 6 from the captain was simply superb. And the next ball, I'll look at the match summary here. Hong Kong, China scored 129 runs in 20 overs. And Shahid, 31 in 25, Zishan, 29 of 18, proved excellent performances on the top. Yasim, followed by, scored a crispy 19 of 23. On the other side, Mohammad Rizwan picked up 2 wickets, Abdul Majid 1 and Ali Dawood 1. While chasing that, Bahrain played extremely well. Until the last ball of the game, they managed to score 129 exactly and tied the game. The top performance from them is the captain himself, who stood there until the last ball, scored 36 of 24 deliveries. Prashant Kurup, the top order bat, very consistent, 31 of 37. And a good knock from Imran Javed came in the latter stage, 18 of 15. And on the other side, it's a captain's day today. Yasim, the captain of Hong Kong China, picked up 3 important wickets. He set the tone in the top order, and 18 runs only given. Excellent 4-over spell from him. followed by Nasrullah, the man who stole the show, who collapsed the dream of the opponent by bowling the last ball bouncer, 1 wicket, 12 runs in his last over, and not but not the least, very effective bowler of Hong Kong, China, Atikul Rahman, 4 overs, what an overs, just 16 runs and picked up a wicket. And the match ended up in tie, and there will be a super over in few minutes.
Yeah,
Please stay
and the
tuned.
news is that the umpires are already walking out to the center, so we will not have a break. And Bahrain will be batting first, as they were the side chasing. So Bahrain batting first in the super over. Will have to be. It will be very very interesting to see who are the batters that they do send out for the super over. Some of them might have already packed their bags, thinking that it's either a win or a loss. But they probably have to get their pads out and their gears out once again for the super over. Umpire is already out in the middle calling the players. Bahrain will be batting, Hong Kong will be in the field. I'll tell you what this means for the table. We will have a result and one team will emerge victorious, but then the net run rates will not come into question by that big a margin for today's game because the match has been tied. Looks like we're going to see some spin, or maybe we're going to see Article because the keeper has his helmet on, Zishan. Think it would be the right move to give Article the over because he's been your best bowler for today among the fast bowlers. And unless the skipper decides he's going to take matters into his own hands, Yasim Murtaza with his left arm spin, he took 3 wickets. Well, interestingly, it looks like it's going to be Ehsan, the off spinner. That is a good call, or an interesting call rather. It's going to be Amar bin Nasir, the skipper, opening the batting. Let us see who he goes in with. Well, Fox, don't go anywhere. We're gonna be in for a thriller of a super over here. Just when Malaysia thought that they were still in this tournament, Hong Kong pulled in a surprise with a wicket of the last delivery to take matters into the super over. Still not over here for Malaysia, still not over for Hong Kong. And Bahrain, yes, they've qualified, but they still want to win every game that they play to have the momentum to go into the finals and also for their ranking. So every match has something to play for. It's going to be Ehsan to bowl the super over. And with the bat, it's going to be Asif Ali, left-hander, and Amar bin Nasir, the skipper, right-hander, who remained not out until the last delivery of the innings. Deep cover in place, long on, long off, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg behind square, and a short fine leg. Here we go, 3 fielders in the square region, and beautiful start, and an appeal for a stumping. The ball kept low, so that's a very good gather there from the wicket keeper. It starts off with a dot ball. That's gold dust at this stage. Here we go. Second delivery coming up. Can he find the boundary? Not dot balls at this stage. It's gone straight down the ground. There's a fielder there and it's taken. Well. Amar bin Nasir has to depart for a duck. And remember, in a super over, only 3 batters can bat. So the fall of another wicket here means the end of the innings. Have a look at this again. Ehsan looking for that Yorker. Slightly missing it, getting a full toss. But the fielder at long off was in place and goes right into his hands. So the skipper departs for a duck in the super over. Asif Ali, on the other hand, has been stranded at the non-striker's end for these two deliveries. He's the left-hander, looking to be on strike for the next delivery if he can. Sohail is more than capable of hitting them big and is hitting to a slightly shorter leg side boundary as compared to what Asif would be hitting to, being the left-hander. Here we go, Sohail. 4 deliveries left in the super over. They have to be careful. They cannot lose another wicket here. Oh, that's a big shot. Has it gone all the way? No, it's not. It's been taken. So Bahrain have been bowled out without putting a run on the board. And Malaysia, if you're being optimistic, I think it's being a bit unrealistic here at the moment. Well, they just need 1 run from 1 over now. Do Hong Kong to win this game. Ehsan take a bow. What over his ball in the super over. They need only 1 run to win. Ehsan there, what an over his ball.
This is quite unusual, Aryan. I've never seen a match like this, whereas two batters back to back go back without scoring any runs. Hardly you see these kind of scenes. And what a decision by the Hong Kong China captain to bring in Isan as a first bowler, as a only one bowler who can bowl right in a super over. And he's a off spinner up against two right hand batters and picked up 2 wickets. What a thinking! Amazing.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I think he bowled really well in the 4 overs that he bowled. The skipper trusting him with that, taking the gamble, and it's paid off. Hasn't conceded a run and he's taken both these batters out. So Bahrain have been bowled out for no score in the super over. Hong Kong China need just 1 run to win. And if they do get the 1 run, that would mean that Hong Kong China will be facing Bahrain once again in the final of this Tri Nations tournament. And Malaysia will be knocked out. Here we go. A dejected Bahrain side are walking out to the middle, knowing that they'll have to bowl and field out of their skins to ensure that they take this to a second super over. Looks highly unlikely at this point, but this is cricket. You never know. He's gone to his fast bowler. I thought he might just take a gamble to go with Abdul Majid Abbasi, the left arm spinner, and try and take the gamble and ask him to go big. But I think he's going to go with Ali Dawood to bowl this over. Yes, he is going to Abdul Majid Abbasi. And that's the right decision. Nothing to lose at this stage. You're just defending the 1 run. Might as well take a gamble with your spinner. Last minute decision there by the skipper. It's going to be Baba Hayat and Zishan. Opening the batting with just a 1 run to get. Baba Hayat will be taking strike. He did struggle quite a bit against the left arm spin of Abdul Majid Abbasi in the game. He played a maiden over. So if Malaysia need any hope, this is the hope they need.
They don't
And
need a
even
big risk in scoring that one run. So it's going to be a kick in the walk.
I've got everybody inside the circle as you'd expect. Abdul Majid Abbasi, you would think, would likely just bowl it slower, trying to get the batter to go for the big hit, and he's got his extra cover back on the boundary, which is an interesting call. But here we go. There's an
They'll
easy
try to-
big gap there, and all he has to do is just drop it. Here we go. And short ball has been pulled and it's been dropped. It's been dropped at mid wicket. Just as we thought, this could have been real pressure, by the way. If this catch was taken, they would have been into the last wicket.
It was a massive, massive miss, Aryan, honestly.
But here we go once again, Abdul Majid Abbasi. And once again, another dot ball. Just increasing the pressure just a wee bit.
This is really an insane match I've witnessed. 0 runs scored.
The fielder at extra cover comes in now, which is the right move. Baba Haya just needs to look through the leg side. Big gaps in the leg side. And looking for a quick single. And he's missed. And that is going to be the game. With that, Hong Kong China have ensured that they have qualified to the final. Not after a few hiccups, but now they've ensured that they've qualified to the finals. And they will be facing Bahrain in the finals of this Malaysia T20 Tri Series 2025. And Malaysia have officially been knocked out of the tournament after failing to win a game in their first 3 matches. What a game we've witnessed here. It went into the super over, and in the super over, Ehsan bowled an excellent over without conceding a run. He has ensured that Hong Kong China will not have to wait till the last game to decide their fate on whether they'll make it to the finals or not. What a game we've witnessed here. A thrilling contest. And in the end, you would have to say Hong Kong China was the better side among the two. Bahrain gave it their all, but not to be for today. They'll still be reaching the finals along with Hong Kong.
There is a saying, Aryan, the team which holds the nerve better wins the game. That's what happened today. That's what we witnessed today. Hong Kong China held the nerve much better than Bahrain, and also their fielding was much better than Bahrain today. That's the result of the thing. And it's kind of a roller coaster game. The match went like a seesaw this side and that side. Finally, 0 runs scored in the first super over, first innings of the super over. They won the game by beating them with 1 run. Easy win for them.
Yeah, so that's the end of this game, and it has sealed the slot in the final. So Hong Kong winning in the super over. That's it from us up here in the commentary box. We'll be going down to the post-match presentation in a while. Stay tuned.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for the post-match presentation. And what a match today. It was a roller coaster ride. Two teams were fighting out there and the full 40 overs, and we still didn't get a result. We went into the super over, and at the end, it was Hong Kong, China who won this game in the super over. So a big round of applause for Hong Kong. Well done. So earlier today, Hong Kong won the toss and elected to bat first, scoring 129 runs in their 20 overs. And then in response, Bahrain scored exactly 129 at the end of their 20 overs. They needed only one run of the last delivery, and Amir was bowled. So it took us to the super over. What a match, absolutely dramatic. So to speak more, I would like to call the captain of Bahrain, Amr bin Nasir. So Amr, so close and yet so far. What's your feeling on this?
Feeling sad because we think we won the match, but we couldn't seal the match. I couldn't finish, so that's the reason we lost the match.
Yes, but I think you should be proud of your bowlers, how they fought back into this game because Hong Kong had a very good start at the beginning.
Yeah, they are bowling really good in this kind of pitches. They bowled very well in the middle overs. So yeah, it's good.
It's okay, it happens, but I'm sure you're very proud of your team and good luck for the finals.
Thank you.
Thank you
very
so much.
Thank you.
And now I would like to call upon the winning captain, the captain of Hong Kong China, Yasim Murtaza. Well, Yasim, you would be a happy man today, isn't it?
Yeah, the way guys show up after losing few wickets after power play, that would be, I'm really happy.
Yeah, I mean, looking at 130 runs to defend, what was the talk in the dugout?
Uh, Actually, before start of the game, we are looking for a 150, but as I said before, we keep losing few wickets in the middle. So after that, when me and Shahid batting in the middle, we was thinking, I think 130 could be a good score.
And tell me something about your bowlers. They have fought extremely well out there.
Yet, yeah, to be honest, yeah, whoever got the role, they did it really well. So that is make my life easier for as a captain.
So well done, and congratulations to you and your team for reaching the final as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So now I'll walk you through to the three best performances in the match. So number one was Yasim Murtaza himself, the captain, 19 runs of 33 deliveries and 3 wickets for 18 runs. Jishan Ali, who scored 29 runs, and Amr bin Nasir, 36 runs. But then it would be the all-round performance of the captain itself. But before that, I would like to call our match referee, Mr. Ramani, to present the award. And now the man, the player of the match, Yasim Murtaza. So that's it. Yasim, I think he'll like to celebrate with his team. So that's it from us. I hope you liked the match today and you have enjoyed. Please stay tuned with us for another match tomorrow. Thank you.